Thank you, Call.
Last question.
Last question. Okay.
Under your proposed budget, the digital government development and management budget was reduced from 1.4 billion to 700 million. What were the projects undertaken for this particular item?
With the permission of the Secretary, Your Honors, Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair, your numbers are right. From 1.5 million now, it's down to 714 million. The projects and programs under this particular fund is for the development of our e-gov systems and of course the ELGU systems, Mr. Chair.
Are we also building data centers, our own data centers?
Call.
With the permission of the Secretary. With the permission of the
Last
Chair.
question na po yan. Thank you.
Yes po. Currently we have a data center in Subic. It's 97% finished and accomplished already. And in our target, sir, we're trying to have another data center for next year.
The reason why I'm asking is because my understanding is that most of our data is stored abroad. Is this correct?
Correct, Mr. Chair.
So all government data is stored abroad, and we don't have the capacity to store our own data.
Yeah. There is definitely a need for data centers, Mr. Chair.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Thank
Call.
you to the DICT family.
All right. So moving on to the majority, our next Kong is Rep. Miro Kimbo. You are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have no questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Buti na lang, we gave extra questions kay Rep. Nazal. Okay, so from the minority naman, Rep. Presley De Jesus.
Thank you.
From the majority.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There is a waiver of a majority question, so we should stick with the majority.
So okay. All right, so we stay with the majority then. On the end of the majority, we have Rep. Adrian Amantong.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
yeah,
you're recognized.
before you call on Kong Adrian, I'd like to give my time to Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, my cousin.
Thank you, Patod.
when his turn-
We can be after
When his turn comes,
Sige po.
because especially for the part where he will ask for augmentation.
I will take note of that. Comsec, please take note. His time has been given to Kong Rufus Rodriguez. So again, moving back to the majority and recognizing Congressman Adrian Amantong. Adrian, sorry. So actually now it's thank you. It's the time of Kong Rufus Rodriguez. So sakto.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and my distinguished colleagues and Vice Chairman over here. Let me first welcome Secretary Henry Aguda, first time to appear for a budget hearing because you were just appointed in March. And of course, we should know, Mr. Chairman, that our secretary is a cum laude graduate of UP BS Mathematics. I never took up mathematics because I will have difficulty passing it, so I went to law. So, not only is he a BS Mathematics cum laude graduate of UP, he is also a cum laude graduate of the UP College of Law, you see. So, the President really has properly selected the person to lead this particular agency. And the good thing is he is backed up by undersecretaries who are very, very good. I'll just mention my friends. And who are the ladies here? Because chivalry is alive. And so we have here, of course, we have here Sarah Season, after law school in Ateneo, went to the National University of Singapore, LLM, Master of Laws. 2 Master of Laws for Sarah. He went to University of Geneva, LLM. And then we go to Undersecretary here, Faye Disagun. who took up law at UP also. Yes, my co-alumnus. And then went to University of Oxford. You see, this is the lineup. And of course, the others are very, very fully qualified. So my only question now, because I have been preceded by a statement of my cousin that I am always for augmentation. Because the DBM is always not properly. The DBM is here, but I just like to seek an apology. But I believe that DICT is the way to go. We have to therefore digitalize. We have communications and technology. So my question is directed to Undersecretary Sara. How much was how much has been collected from the spectrum users fee, and how much is the money pending? You know, this is always the favorite topic of Congresswoman Bernadette, you know, here. Every year I listen to her because there's always the non-release of this user's fee. How much has been collected now from the user spectrum fees, which is to be used for free public Wi-Fi for all? Yan.
Permission to speak, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, Your Honors.
You're recognized.
To answer your question, Congressman Rufus, the grand total for the collection of SUF is 41.33 billion as of June 2025. Your Honor.
See, that's why Congresswoman Herrera Bernadette is always right that malaki talagang pera, but you know, they're not releasing to the city for the Wi-Fi. So they're only releasing now 5 billion. Last year was only 2 billion. And that is why I would like to ask Yusek Faye Desagun, what do you think should be done by this government so that we will have really all the schools as directed by the president, correct? The president said, can you repeat what the president said, Yusek Faye?
We need to connect, permission to speak, Mr. Chair.
You're recognized.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Chair, during his last SONA, his directive was to connect 100% of the DepEd public schools, Mr. Chair.
Are, Yusek Faye, how much percentage of all the public, elementary, and national high schools have been connected by free Wi-Fi? Let me just inform and thank the Secretary.
Yes, sir.
Because Cagayan de Oro, almost all schools in my district have already been connected. Only 6 more, and I have a letter for you to be able to give the 6. And all my barangay halls are connected. But Congressman Maxi is asking for the first district, Abanti, Mindanao, because kulang sa first district. So may we know how many are still not being connected, and how can you be able to connect them if you're only given 5 billion or what when you have 41 billion? Can you explain to us how many have been connected? Because we want the president's statement to be gospel truth, because the president should always be right and the president should always deliver on his promises.
Thank you for your question, Mr. Chair. To date, we're about 78.5% connected for all schools, DepEd schools. 78.5%. We're looking to connect an additional about 12,000 schools remaining to be connected all over the Philippines, Mr. Chair. To achieve this, we are utilizing part of the FPAP, or what we call the Free Public Internet Access Program Fund, which is funded by, as we've discussed earlier, by the SUF. To the credit of the DBM, Mr. Chair, the DBM has, of course, always been very diligently and vigilantly guarding our budget process. And we
I know you wouldn't want to disappoint the DBM, but nobody wants to.
I
But
especially
anyway,
do not want to, sir.
70, are you sure with the present budget proposed for next year?
Thanks to the...
We will be able, because the president said this year,
That's
December
right, sir.
31. First question, will you be able to connect to all public schools in the country by December? That is the first question.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair, thanks to the leadership of the Secretary, Secretary Henry Aguda, and also through the leadership of Secretary Sonia Angara, we have been able to source enough funds to connect the remaining 12,000 schools for the rest of the year. We are working closely together with the Department of Education, and I think this is a manifestation of how things can work when we're more collaborative with each other, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. My last question, because that was
Yes.
just the first bell. So I'm expecting the second bell anytime now. But with the leniency of our chairperson, always is very, very in favor of members asking questions. So,
I have
So-
to give way to my mentor. Sige, go ahead.
lastly, I have many questions, but just this one. The GovNet, ayan. We in Cagayan de Oro, because let me now acknowledge our outstanding regional director, City Alawi. Where are you? City, saan ka na? Ayan. Yan si City Alawi. Yan ang the one that is made sure that the GovNet was already rolled out in Cagayan de Oro. However, we still lack funds because we want to cover all government agencies and all barangays and all that is for the connection to GovNet so that everybody can just connect and make inquiries, get data and so forth. May we know if we have the budget because Cagayan de Oro, according to our regional director, would need 37.5 million only.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, kulang pa. Pero
How much is it in the 2026?
but before I answer that, if you can allow me, the free internet access law mandates that we provide free internet not just to schools, but so this year schools will do that. But next year our challenge will be to maintain the schools, include all the healthcare and hospitals, community places, barangay places, transportation hubs, and tourism spots. Just to give the committee an idea, there's around 132,000 locations that we have to connect. Right now, we're only doing 8,000. So we're a far cry from the 132,000. The nice thing, Mr. Chair, about the ICT now is we're now activating the fiber backbone. That's the backbone that we've installed or we have on the national grid. So, which is perfect. It is a perfect plan because as power gets to the province, you already have a fiber optic cable running there. So we just need to buy the active components. And you give you an idea of how wonderful that backbone is. It cuts from north to south. Right now, it is up to Tacloban. And our promise to the President is to get it connected as far as Zamboanga by 2026. And Cagayan de Oro, Your Honor. And once that is done, we can now provide access to all LGUs. The next aspect of technology, and most of you know, technology gets cheaper over time. So what used to cost 120,000 per satellite terminal has gone down to about 30,000 to 20,000. So as prices go down, we ensure, like our USEC for admin has applied a rule with procurement where anything that we recontract, automatic, we negotiate 20% down. So that's the situation with technology, Mr. Chair. But we really, really appreciate the support of the committee, and we will come back with a proposal on more substantial ask for the budget to attain universal connectivity and universal affordable connectivity. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Chair.
Secretary.
Thank you, Chair.
And
I would
thank you.
just, can we hear our USEC before I have my final statement?
Yes, Yusek, you are
Secretary, if I may
recognized.
just, Mr. Chair, if I may just add for the numbers in GovNet for our targets in 2026. Firstly, as of August 2025, we have connected and provided internet to a total of 1,614 agencies and public facilities in 18 sites nationwide. That is 2025. Just to revert a little, it was in 2024 when we connected Cagayan de Oro City, 125 sites, Davao City, 122, and in Subic and Cebu. In 2025, we focused in Lawag, Coronadal, Pagadian, Iligan, and Sorsogon. For next year, our targets, Mr. Chair, is 1,983 agencies. So that is the reason why we're asking for more money for the augmentation, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Your
Yes,
closing statement.
Closing statement, Mr. Chairman. So we'd like to request the Honorable Secretary to submit what are the priority items that will make sure that you're able to fulfill your mandate. Submit to the committee because our chair is here and he will fight for us. He will lead the charge for the increase of budget for the ICT. And finally, Mr. Chairman, I would like to manifest that in the proper time, I will move not only for the approval of what is presented here of the NEP, but also to augment and increase the budget of the DICT. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And as promised, there's that augmentation. Buti na lang nagbigay ng konting oras si Kong Miros kay Kong Rupos. Maraming salamat po. Just one quick question before we move forward. How much is the balance of the USF as of this moment, as of today?
Currently, the remaining, from our understanding, sir, the current balance is about 20 billion, at 22.6 billion, sir.
22.6.
From the collection, sir.
Baka we don't even need to augment. Baka we can just get it from the USF. Ano ulit yung hindrance kung bakit hindi natin pwede gamitin yung USF?
Mr. Chair, I believe the performance of the department also plays some role into it, the absorptive capacity of the department this past few years. That's part of the consideration why only a limited amount has been given so far. But I think with how we've been performing, again, under the leadership of Secretary Aguda, we can show that we have been able to fully utilize, we will be able to fully utilize the 7.5 by the end of the year.
At 97%, I think you
Yes.
make a strong case for being able to use some of the USF funds for our projects. Now moving quickly to the minority, again calling Rep. Presley De Jesus.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No, after what I heard from Kong Rupos, magaling yan, I could have given my time to him. No, but again, instead of asking question to our DICT family, I just have a short manifestation, Mr. Chair. If you allow me, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This representation expresses its full support for the budget of the Department of Information and Communications Technologies proposed budget for 2026. In today's world, our nation's progress depends not only on roads and bridges and flood controls, but equally on broadband, secure data, inclusive connectivity, and digital infrastructure. Under the leadership of Secretary Henry, the ICT has made it clear that these are not optional luxuries, but important instruments for empowerment, equity, and resilience. One key item in this year's National Expenditure Program is the larger commitment to expand free internet access across public places under the DICT's Free Public Internet Access Program. Among recent targets is having 60 to 70,000 free Wi-Fi sites by 2026, focusing especially on barangay halls, health centers, and public schools. In addition, the ICT plans to finish by 2025 with about 30,000 free Wi-Fi sites, a stepping stone towards next year's goal. Mr. Chair, we also have concrete examples showing these efforts are making a difference. In the Bicol region, the DICT has now connected all provincial, city, and municipal governments to its free Wi-Fi for all program. Is that true?
I believe that's
Deploying.
a question. Are you asking a question
No,
or is
I'm
still?
just saying.
Oh, okay. Sige.
We confirm,
Please
Mr. Chair.
continue po.
Let me continue. Kasi kumbaga shock and awe sila eh. So I know my facts. Deploying over 2,500 sites in 873 key locations and bringing digital access even to the most remote communities. In Laguna, isolated barangays were recently connected for the first time, letting residents access online services and students to join virtual classes and download educational materials without having to leave their community. These stories remind us that when we fund programs like this, we are not just putting up Wi-Fi sites, we're giving children the chance to study, helping small businesses find new markets, empowering our healthcare workers and public servants, and allowing families to stay connected and informed. But Mr. Chair, this budget is not just about free Wi-Fi. It also invests in stronger cybersecurity systems to keep our data safe, data centers to protect critical government information, and modern digital platforms to make transactions faster and more transparent. These are technical upgrades and reforms that save time for our citizens, reduce red tape, and build more public trust in our government. Mr. Chair, this representation urges that we view the 2026 budget of DICT as an investment in our people. Every peso we approve is a step towards a more secure, more connected, and more modern Philippines. We commend Secretary Henry and the DICT family for presenting a clear and forward-looking plan, and we look forward to the implementation of these programs with urgency and transparency so that the benefits are felt in every barangay and every household. For the Philippines to keep pace with the rest of the world, for every Filipino to have the same opportunity to learn, to work, and to participate in digital economy, let us throw our support behind the DICT family. Thank you, Madam Mr. Chair, and thank you, Mr. Secretary, and to the rest of DICT family. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Rep. De Jesus. I agree that any funds we give towards the ICT is an investment towards the future of our country. Maraming salamat po. Next from the majority is Rep. Leonel Siniza. Sir, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, dear colleagues, and good afternoon to our DICT family, Secretary Henry Aguda. Okay, I just want to clarify, Mr. Secretary, the SUF, the Spectrum Users Fee. Based on the presentation kanina ni Yusek, it is an admission that there are some areas, rural and unserved areas in Philippines na hindi pa naka-avail ng EPIA program. Tama po ba?
That's correct, Mr. Chair.
Yeah. But it found out, kanina lang po, there's an admission also na yung SUF may delay po ang pag-remit or paggamit. Tama po? Utilization.
Yung release po, sir. Ngayon po, sir, mukhang medyo naayos naman po namin for this year.
Yeah, but the preceding years, it shows na may delayed sa release po ng SUF.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
Yes, you're recognized.
When we analyze the reason for the delay for the past years, we take accountability in the ICT because of the low percentage of utilization, which we understand is also a factor in terms of the how often the allocation given to the ICT.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you, ma'am. Now, the question is, dalawa po yung problema natin doon. The absorptive capacity of the agency and the remittance on time of the share of the government coming from the telcos. Tama po?
Right.
So, with this, sa tingin nyo po, these two issues ma-address po natin for the coming years na hindi na, una, on time na po ang paggamit ng SUF. Then, pangalawa is the absorptive capacity of the agency to implement such particular fund.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, on the first question on the processes we've already fixed, and right now we're working closely with DBM, so we don't expect any further delay. Second, on the absorptive capacity, we've made adjustments in our operations, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. Just to give you an example, before, everything kasi gets centralized in the ICT. So every region has to get directive from the central office. So of late, 3 months ago, we've already initiated a process where the regions are more empowered because they're the line people. They know what's happening in their areas. So they've been given autonomy. They're able to execute well, but we provided automated guardrails to make sure that we monitor all of the procurement and deployment of their projects. On the third one, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, may I turn it over to Commissioner Ella on the remittance of the telco to the SUF? They're the ones who regulate the telcos and the SUF collection.
Commissioner, you're
With
recognized.
the permission of the chair, good afternoon. Sir, Mr. Chair, yung remittance po ng telco doesn't get delayed naman po because once they pay us, we immediately remit to the Bureau of Treasury. So probably po before, because of the absorptive capacity nga po ng DICT for the free Wi-Fi program, that is why nagkaroon po ng delay previously. Yung
So it
pag-release
shows-
po ng SUF fund.
Yeah. It shows, ma'am, na yung delay is within the agency. Tama po.
Delay, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, is because of the ability to implement. But that delay has been resolved as of March.
So we expect, sir, Mr. Secretary, that the preceding year,
Yes.
na mag-i-improve na yung services natin.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's a commitment.
Oh, that's a commitment. Sige, for the records. Okay. Thank you so much, Secretary. So the 5 billion as stated sa SUF nyo for the fund for the year 2026 in your NEP, tama po ba? 5 billion?
Yes, Mr. Chair. With your permission, Mr. Chair.
Ang tanong ko po, yun po ba ay sapat na or kulang pa?
Kagaya nga po nung binanggit po namin kanina, hindi po sapat yun para ma-maintain yung ating existing sites. Kasi currently po, ang budget po natin is 7.5 billion. Then under the NEP for 2026, it's 5 billion.
So bumaba po tayo.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, it shows that we need to augment the fund of the agency to address issues we discussed right now. Kasi we keep asking other agencies to be more effective and efficient, but somehow the source of fund or the support of fund coming from our side is kulang. So dapat, I agree with Congressman Rufus Rodriguez that we need to augment to cater the demand on the actual field condition in respective provinces. So, Mr. Chair, dito naman po tayo sa NTC. Ma'am, Commissioner, isa lang po yung issue ko. I think this is also an issue in other provinces that you need to have closure yung mga fly-by-night station in different areas. Why? Masakit na po sila sa tenga, especially delivering mga false issues, political issues. They use that medium against the incumbent. So I hope you need to act this one, Commissioner. Marami po ito, hindi lang sa probinsya namin, but much more lumalabas po ang mga fly-by-night stations pag malapit na po ang eleksyon. And it is abusive in a way na nagdi-deliver po ng mga false information na naririnig po ng mga kabataan, naririnig po ng mga pamilya, and hindi po maganda kung patuloy po na namamayagpag po ito, and it would prejudice also sa mga legitimate operators ng mga radio station in different provinces.
Mr. Chair, if I may respond, sir.
Yes, you're recognized, Commissioner.
Mr. Chair, yes, sir, we recognize po the existence of illegal station. Rest assured that NTC will continue po monitoring this illegal station. We will issue show cause orders and impose fines. We have actually, sir, active pending cases running after these illegal stations. Yun nga lang po, we note that per regional offices po kasi namin, we only have 10 to 15 engineers running after this illegal station. So, we need po sana, actually it would be entail naman po siguro the reorganization of the NTC to give more plantilla positions po. So, to augment the manpower
Efficiency.
yes, deficiency po to enforce po our. But
Yeah.
rest assured po, we'll continue to monitor, and if we ask naman po, we have in partnership with the Kapisanan ng Broadcaster ng Pilipinas also, we meet with them regularly. They provide us with listings of illegal stations na namomonitor din po nila, and then we file cases po to these stations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Chair, I would like to remind the Commissioner that this is just not only monitoring, but somehow we implement outright the closure. Alam naman po natin kung sino yung mga fly-by-night and those illegal operators sa mga every region and provinces po. So with this, I would like also to commend also my RD De La Rosa, for keep informing me about the programs and the updates about the ICT. So thank you, ma'am, for reaching out. Thank you so much, and I will support the augmentation of fund of the agency, as well. Thank you also, Yusek Pay, for guiding me for the program. So I'm with Kong Ropos Rodriguez and Kong De Jesus for the augmentation of your budget. That will do.
Right. Maraming salamat po, Rep. Siniza. And just a gentle reminder to everyone here with us today to please keep your voices down while we're deliberating the budget. With that being said, I'd like to call another member of the minority, Representative Paulo Marcoleta. You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon po sa buong hanay ng mga opisyalis ng DICT. Regarding staffing for DICT, I observed that you have a very lean staffing with just 2,009 authorized positions filled up. And considering how important connectivity is for modernization and national security, it is also worth noting that the agency also largely operates from the central office and the NCR. Halos dito lang sa Kamaynilaan nagaganap yung action, no? With only 2% of the budget going to the rest of the 15 regions. Is that correct?
Mr. Chair, if I may. Mr. Chair, in the past, we already increased that to about minimum of 20% of the budget that will go to the regions.
Okay. Kung ganun po ang disparity, ang concentration ay nasa NCR, paano nyo po nagagampanan yung trabaho sa iba't ibang bahagi ng probinsya? Kung ang halos dito lahat concentrated ang resources natin.
Mr. Chair, isa po yun sa mga nakita po naming problema dito sa DICT kasi po kulang na kulang yung plantilla positions not only sa head office or central office but also sa mga regional offices namin. Dahil po dyan, nag-submit po kami ng OSSP sa DBM para ito'y ma-approve at madagdagan yung aming mga tao. To note, Mr. Chair, we also have job orders right now, and a substantial number of job orders, just for the information of everyone. Now, based on the OSSP that we have submitted, our plantilla positions, additional plantilla positions that we ask is about 2,600. Kasi po, Mr. Chair, ang dating OSSP natin is based doon sa luma pa na mula nung itinatag yung DICT, nagkaroon ng minor adjustment 2020. But right now, based sa aming huling submission, we need additional 2,610 positions. Nagpapasalamat po kami sa DBM. Pinayagan po kami ng 4 na tranche para madagdagan yung aming mga plantilla positions. Mainly for 2025, madadagdagan daw po ito ng about 141 positions, Mr. Chair.
How would you justify the need for an increased 2,000 positions if you have 429 unfilled positions?
Mr. Chair, before our rate is below 80%, but currently I would like to inform everyone that it's already over 80% yung aming filled positions.
Okay, thank you very much. My last question, alam niyo naman po ngayon, maraming matitinding usapin ngayon, lalong-lalo na yung mga flood control, no? At dito nga ang aking boss, ang chairman ng isa sa mga TRICO.
Lumalayo ako.
Oo. Kaliwat kanan po ang mudslinging, ang smear campaign, no? And the cyberspace has been the battleground, no, sa batuhan ng mga attacks. And at the forefront is the CICC, no, spearheading this. But how does the CICC figure in the prevention, suppression of cybercrime attacks? Samantalang meron naman mga kaugnay na sangay ang PNP at NBI na kumakalaban din dito.
With the permission of the chairman.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, the CICC's mandate is really for coordination with all the law enforcement agencies and to coordinate all the efforts of government po with regards to preventing all sorts of online harms. The ICC also builds capacity for these agencies po. Kami po ang nagpo-procure ng mga tools, kami po ang nagpo-procure ng mga training po at pinapasa ho natin sa law enforcement agencies. Now with the regards po do sa coordination part, doon ho tayo medyo may challenge, Mr. Chair. So, ang ginagawa na rin ho ng CICC, medyo pagdating ho sa level namin, kinukumpleto na ho namin yung investigasyon para pagpasa ho natin sa mga layers natin, konti na lang ho yung gagawin nila at i-implement na lang ho nila yung investigasyon natin, Mr. Chair.
So, CICC is in charge of procurement of equipment, gadgets.
Ginagawa ho namin yan, Mr. Chair. Although yung ibang mga ahensya po, nasa mandato rin po nila mag-procure na sarili nila mga tools at saka mga systems.
Paano po tayo nakakasiguro that we are not duplicating their tasks?
Mr. Chair, kaya nga ho, sa CICC po, part po ng CICC Council, ng Executive Committee ho natin, andun po ang PNP, andun po ang NBI, andun po ang DOJ, OOC po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Kumusta naman po yung intelligence funds ng inyong opisina? Meron ba kayo?
Wala po, Mr. Chair.
Parang nasilip ko na sa 760,000.
Hindi ho yun na
Hindi yun?
intelligence funds, Mr.
Ano siya?
Chair. I think those are funds po para ho ma-augment from the 2025 budget para ho gumawa ho ng National Cyber Hub Center po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Pero karapat-dapat lang na kayo ay magkaroon ng intelligence funds, di ba?
Mr. Chair, malaki po ang
Paano nyo malalabanan ng cyber attacks kung wala kayong intelligence funds?
Mr. Chair, malaki ho ang magagawa sana ho ng pagkakaroon ng confidential intelligence funds, lalo na ho sa intelligence purchasing, lalo na ho sa pagmamonitor ho ng ating dark web po, kung saan po lahat ng illegal na transaction ay nagaganap po, Mr. Chair.
Lalong-lalo na may mga kasama ko dito na inaatake rin sa social media. Dapat alalayan din natin.
Tama,
Diba?
Tama po, Mr. Chair, at nakikita ninyo naman po sa kung ano po yung meron ho kaming kakaunting budget. Ginagawa naman ho namin kung ano yung mandato namin at ginagawa ho natin pati ho ang pagsugpo sa fake news at saka po sa every form of online harms po, Mr. Chair.
Ayun, sige po. I joined the rest of the committee here in augmenting your budget and providing you with the appropriate intelligence funds para lalo nyo pong magampanan ang inyong trabaho provided there is enough fiscal space. At yun po, ako po ikaisa nyo sa pagpapadagdag ng inyong budget para lalo pang galingan ninyo ang inyong pamamalakad sa inyong binigay na mandato. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat, Representative Marcoleta, at salamat din na bring up mo na kulang talaga yung budget natin pagdating sa intelligence funds, kulang din yung budget natin pagdating sa cybersecurity, kaya napakahalaga po yung line of questioning po nyo. Ang susunod, galing po sa majority naman po, is Rep. Eulogio Rodriguez. Rep. Rodriguez, you are recognized.
Mr. Chair. Okay, ano muna? Thank you po, Mr. Chair. Kagaya ng problema ng katanduan sa kuryente, dito yung mga partner ko, problema rin ng internet access dahil kailangan pang tumawid ng dagat ang mga kabli para lang maserbisyohan ang isla. Kagaya nung nasabi ni ng ating buting sekretary, yung broadband, yung fiber optic natin. So sa kasalukuyan, kung hindi mabagal, paputol-putol ang serbisyo ng internet, bukod sa mahal pa. So sa panahon ngayon, napaka-importante ng internet para sa education, sa mga negosyo, maging sa mga serbisyo ng ating gobyerno. Ang aking pong katanungan, Mr. Chair, may programa ang DICT in partnership with Dict na 100% internet connectivity sa lahat ng pampublikong paaralan sa bansa sa pagtatapos ng 2025. Hindi lang internet connection, kundi high-speed internet connectivity. Totoo po ba ito?
Mr. Chairman, Your Honor, specifically for the island province, Your Honor of Catanduanes, we've already, since joining, I've coordinated with 2 telcos, and I think 2 of them will have fiber optic connection already through the subsea cable nila. One has landed in Catanduanes, the other one is going to land this year. So we need the private sector, Your Honor, to get the delivery there. So once the fiber optic cables are there, it will be much easier for us now to deploy fiber connectivity. On the satellite portion naman, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, we're going to deploy satellite muna. But rest assured, Catanduanes is one of the things that we want to be a showcase because it's an island province. And if we can connect all of the schools and all of the public places there, it will be a good showcase, Mr. Chairman, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, sa ngayon malapit na matapos ang 3rd quarter ng taon. Ano na yung status ang programa natin ito nationwide? Yun nga, nabanggit nyo yung para sa isla ng Catanduanes. Mr. Chair.
With the permission of the chair.
Yes, Hasek.
The province of Catanduanes, we have provided free public internet access to 123 sites in 40 locations, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, nagkaroon na ng programa ng internet connectivity sa mga public schools sa Catanduanes. Pero hindi naging effective dahil paglipas ng ilang buwan, kailangan na naman bumili ng card o load ng ating mga bata para makakonik sa internet. Anong pagkakaiba po ng bagong 100% internet connectivity program sa mga dating programa na hindi naging epektibo dahil sa walang continuity? Kagaya po ng nitong ating mga alam na ba natin kasi may ano tayo, may contract tayo yung lagay ng renewal ng subscription na contract. So, ang alam ko 7 months lang yata. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, in the past, the practice of the ICT para pagkasya yung budget, puro short contract lang, mga 4 months or 6 months. We started doing away with that practice kasi sometimes tama po, Your Honor, minsan nakakabit tapos biglang mapuputulan. And then, the procurement process, magkakaroon ng gap before they can be connected. So right now, we're moving to minimum 1 year, and then next year, we will do MICA, meaning multi-year na siya. As to Catanduanes, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, I will personally go deep into the details of the problem, as I do with other provinces naman. Yes, yung mga problema po nung nakaraan, yun po yung mga binabago po natin.
Kasi Mr. Chair, alam naman natin, pag naputol, wala, stop na naman. So, okay lang yung makakapag-load. Kung wala. So, hindi natutuloy-tuloy po. Tama po yun, Mr. Chair, Mr. Secretary, na kung po pwede nating 1 year. And then, siguro pag nag-bid naman, bago mag-lapse yung 1 year, mag-ano na tayo para hindi maputol, tuloy-tuloy. Kasi ganun po ang nangyayari. Opo, kaya yun lang po. Tapos, mga ilan na ho ba na-install natin sa Catanduanes, yung free wifi natin? Ilan pa talaga ang target nyo na ma-install doon sa amin? Kasi parang may pa si Kong Ropos, 6 na lang eh. Sa amin yata, parang, baka 6 na daan eh. Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, with your permission, as mentioned earlier, Your Honor, we have 123 access point sites in the province of Catanduanes. We are also going to provide connectivity using the additional budget that we got from DBM for schools connectivity. So we are targeting that all schools will be connected with free Wi-Fi.
Ayaw po na makompleto kasi nainggit pa ako sa primo ko 6 na lang eh. Kaya kanina pumulong sa akin dapat medyo malampasan mo ako. Kung mag-6 ka lang, baka sa akin 2 na lang. Okay, Mr. Chair, salamat po. May full support po sa budget ng DICT. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po. Before we move to the next person, I would like to also ask a little bit about yung sa MICA, yung mga MICA projects ng DICT. If you could submit a list kung ano yung mga current projects listed under MICA and kung ano yung mga susunod na mga projects na gusto nyo sana i-list para at least alam natin kung ano yung kailangan natin itulak sa DBM para maging MICA project po siya.
We will comply, Mr. Chair.
Sige, maraming salamat. Now, moving on to our next Congressman, Deputy Minority Leader, Sergio Dagook.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Gabi na yata, 1 minute na lang, gabi na.
Magandang gabi po.
Especially to the ICT family. First, concern is that is the office of the ICT secretary aware of a resolution which was transmitted last year, September, to be specific, September 27, 2024, by the Association of Electric Cooperatives. Ito yung problema natin sa mga dangling wires. Hindi natin may relocate dahil ang daming naka-connect na mga cable TV, yung mga service drop wires natin sa DICT. Are you aware of that, Mr. Secretary, Mr. Chair?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, vaguely, but I believe, Your Honor, NTC has the full detail with COMELA on the yung wires na nakabit sa mga poles, the spaghetti wires of the telcos, because they cannot move the power lines because of the spaghetti wires of the telco.
Mr. Chair, yes, sir, we'll have to check po with that and we will submit po our update on that, sir.
Mr. Chair, that is a 3-year issue already. We are being ordered by there is already a joint circular between the Department of Energy and DPWH to relocate those poles. However, we cannot relocate because of those wires. So I am sure na you are the regulatory agency of this cable TV operator because you are the one granting them franchise. Then on the part of the telcos, sa inyo po yun. There is already a task force created for that purpose, national task force to expedite the relocation. Pero parang hindi nyo pinansin, 1 year na yung request, hindi nyo nga ni-replyan eh. It was received by the Office of the Secretary sa DICT.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, I will personally look into it now that I know it's with us, and you can rest assured immediately within the week we'll give you a response on that one. And as to my position on the wires, Your Honor, one of the things, Mr. Chair, one of the things that I'm pushing the telcos to do is to do the dig instead of putting it on the power lines, where I'm actually talking to some of them so that we can work together to craft a policy where they bury the lines, tapos one dig policy na lang. But to your immediate concern, we will act on it, Your Honor.
I hope, Mr. Secretary, no, na magawa natin yan. Marami na pong nasa gitna ng kalsada ng mga poste. Marami na pong nadidisgrasya sa probinsya. Now,
Mr.
on
Chair,
the...
if I may add, sorry,
Yes,
sir, I'd like to add. Mr. Chair, with the permission, I'd like to add something po.
Yes, you're recognized.
Our regional offices naman po are actively involved in the project of the LGU as regards yung sa mga dangling wires, spaghetti wires. As an example po, our regional office number 10, very active po siya dun sa project po yung CDO Hapsay. They are fixing po yung mga lines, and other regions po are doing the same. But then again, sir, we will be coordinating with the regional offices to check with them the implementation and their coordination with the LGUs po on this matter. Thank you, sir.
For the information of Commissioner Ila, Mr. Chair, no? Iba po yung pinag-usapan sa LGU. Ang pinag-usapan po natin dito, mga national highways with road widenings. So parang nakakonsentrate lang yata kayo kay Kong Ropos doon sa Region 10. Kaya 6 na lang yung Pero yung kay the other Rodriguez, no? The other Rodriguez in Catanduan is 6 pa lang na i-connect. On the second issue, Mr. Chair, I am happy to hear na 78% na yung connectivity ng mga eskwelahan natin. Can you please submit to the committee, no, the actual figure? Ilan ba talaga yung number of schools doon sa 78 na yan? Kasi in my case, 3 years na po ang inallocate nyo sa akin personally, 23 lang. Saan yung RD ng Region 10? Itong RD ng Region 10, hindi katulad to ng RD ng, Caraga. RD ng Caraga. Magkaiba yata yung apelido ng RD ng Caraga sa RD ng Region 10. Walang Caraga dito na RD. Ikaw talaga. 23 lang. 3 years na ang na-connect, 4 lang. But because we have already informed the recipient schools and barangay halls, napilitan ako na lang ang nagbayad sa Starlink kasi araw-araw tinitext ako kung saan na yung 3 years yung 23. I hope na with the new secretary, no, magawa natin yung Region 10 na 6 na lang. Hindi yung sa Catanduanes na katulad din sa Siargao, 6 pa lang. Yung sa akin nga, 4 pa lang. Arde, pinabayaan nyo lang 3 years, 4 lang kinabit nyo. So, may katanungan pa sana ako, Mr. Chair, pero finally, no, I would like to manifest my full support to the budget of the ICT, including the keynote speech of Congressman Presley De Jesus, in as far as the augmentation of your budget is concerned. But please augment yung natitira. Kasi ako na ang nag-augment doon. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat po, Kong Dago. Kung may tanong pa po kayo, baka we can submit it directly to DICT for them to answer on their own time. Next, moving back to the majority, ang aking kaibigan, si Rep. Nat Oducado.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, Mr. Chair. And thank you to our very humble and excellent secretary, also all the competent USECs and ASECs. Mukhang may universal truth na sa hearing na to, no, na dapat gayahin si Kong Rufus. Kaya kailangan galingan mag-data gathering. So I think the ICT should improve its cybersecurity program because of this truth. So nakita ko po sa program ninyo, there was actually a decrease of 36% sa cybersecurity program. And nakita ko rin po sa article from several sources na we've encountered around 5.4 cyber attacks in 2024. May we know po anong status for 2025 in terms of cyber attacks?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, with your permission, our head right now for cybersecurity, Mr. Julius Gorospe, would be able to provide the details.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. Currently po, we see a lot of big increase in cyber attacks, and that is being met with an effort din sa DICT. We are actually increasing our ability to monitor the cyber attacks. So currently, there are 30 national agencies that are being monitored, and in the coming year, it's going to be increased to 90. So as you can see, we are really intensifying our efforts in countering the cyber attacks in the country, sir.
And of these cyber attacks, do we know ilan yung foreign linked APTs or other local attacks po?
Sir, Your Honors, Mr. Chair, Your Honors, the increase in foreign cyber attacks attributed to foreign or state sponsored act, they actually is correlated sa activities in the West Philippine Sea, and so it goes up and down depending on how intense the activities are in this area.
And sorry, but I saw the budget masyadong maliit po for us to defend this. So maybe just a general overview. Ilan po out of the 600 ang naka-allot for prevention, for incident response, and probably later on capacity building?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, a big chunk of this po is allotted to countering the attacks. So over 67% is allotted to tools, infrastructure to counter attacks. And then the remaining one-third of the budget is allocated to manpower and activities, programs and activities in under the Cybersecurity Bureau.
Kong, 1 second. Just a gentle reminder, please keep your voices down. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir Julius, gusto ko kasi makatulong. May we know how much ang needed additional budget for the cybersecurity program? Number one, for us to be fully capable to defend. Number two, what is in line with our national security cybercrime plan, if there is, para malaman din namin how to help this department.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. We would be glad to submit a list of proposed projects that you can consider for funding under the cybersecurity program and the cybercrime program, sir.
Sige po, we'll ask for our submission sa committee po. Secondly po, when it comes to SIM registration, can we know the status and are we coordinating with other agencies as well as transnational agencies to combat yung mga phishing and scams?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, I'd like to turn it over to ComElla for the SIM registration because the telcos directly submit to them and we coordinate closely with them on how to administer it.
Com, you're recognized.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Your Honors. As for the if the question po is about the registry numbers as of date, as of July 2025, total of 193 million SIMs have been registered. 93 millions. For Dito, 23 million 633 and 945 million. For Globe, 86 million 554 and 796. For Smart, 83 million 799 and 671 million. Your Honor.
Are we coordinating with other agencies locally as well as maybe international organizations to combat itong phishing as well as scams po?
Yes, sir. NTC po is closely coordinating with PNP-ACG, of course, with DICT and CICC, sir, on this matter.
The reason why po I'm asking these questions kasi we're hosting ASEAN next year. And I also noticed you have a budget for ASEAN. How much of this budget ang mapupunta po sa permanent changes or infrastructure development for us to be ready for the ASEAN by next year po?
For our part, for the DICT's part, Mr. Chair, so far the budget is only about 34 million. 34 million.
Next year, 300.
Wala pa.
330.
Yes. But for next year, that's about 330 million.
Okay. I think that's enough. But most of this are permanent upgrades naman po sa system, no?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Last set of questions na lang po. I'm very interested po sa satellites kasi services. So first po, I saw a program before ninyo, I think 2022 or 2023, about mapping satellite areas, I mean for services later on. I think it was the SAGAP program, if it's still ongoing. May we know an update po on that?
Mr. Chair, Your Honors. Actually, SAGAP is a project of DOST, not the DICT.
By any there's an update on that. Oh. Sige, on the satellite part na lang. I just want to understand, because you install po satellite services to schools, tama po ba? Yung SLAs po natin on that, sino magiging liable if na-hack yung area na yun?
Mr. Chair, basically, we get the services from our internet service providers. So they provide the service to the areas where we have the internet service, the free public internet service. So if it is the service provider that is actually we have also instructed internet service providers to also use our protective DNS system, which is also a security tool to it's just like a firewall that limits access to our system.
Thank you po. Thank you to the department. I'm very keen po kasi on supporting the cybersecurity program. I think it's the next stage po of our upcoming problems, and this is an area that we have to really prepare for. So, Mr. Chair, I'd like to manifest na I'm giving my 100% support to this department, but more importantly, if kaya pa nating dagdagan, especially on this aspect, I'd support it po. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat, Rep Nat. Next,
Sir Chair, if
the
I may manifest.
yes,
Sorry,
Yusek,
Mr.
you're
Chair.
recognized.
Yeah, I would just like to inform everyone that the cybersecurity budget for next year decreased to about 641 million from the 2025 figure of 1 billion. Bumaba pa po.
So you lost 400 million in funding po for
Thereabouts, Mr. Chair.
cybersecurity. All right. At least on the record, alam na mga kasama natin dito na kailangan talaga ng pondo para sa cybersecurity efforts natin. And with that being said, I would like to call on the member of the minority, the man of the hour, Rep. Terry Redon.
Magandang araw po sa ating lahat, sa DICT family. Hindi po ito tungkol sa flood control. Medyo lang. Gusto ko lang itanong po sa National Privacy Commission, pagka ho ba merong unauthorized disclosure ng personal information sa social media, ano po ba yun? Meron ba yung penalty? Ano po ba yung pwedeng mangyari doon?
With the permission of the...
Yes, you're recognized.
Good afternoon po, Kong Terry. If there is an unauthorized processing po, under the DPA, there's a penal provision, sections 25 to 34 of the Data Privacy Act, wherein the National Privacy Commission can recommend the prosecution of the offenses committed.
Okay, good answer. But for example, there is particular information that was given to a third party, no? Then the third party posts it on Facebook. So what is stated there would be the name, the address, the telephone number, and the picture of the person. My first question would be, are these considered personal information?
The ones that you mentioned are considered personal information.
Yes, and if this third party actually discloses this personal information, is he actually liable for this disclosure on social media?
So we need to check, Your Honor, the lawful basis for processing. So there are different types of basis for processing, whether it's consent, legitimate interest, and as defined in Section 12 and 13 of the DPA. Now, that's the only time we can assess whether there was a commission of an offense punishable under the Data Privacy
Yeah,
Act.
but I'm stating already that the exact circumstance on
With the-
which there was a disclosure, that it was given to a third party, these information, then it was disclosed on social media as a post.
Okay. If that's the case, Your Honor,
Is that so? The precise question is the third party actually liable for what? Malicious disclosure or unauthorized disclosure?
it may be unauthorized processing or unauthorized disclosure, Your Honor.
And the penalty for this, therefore, would be what?
I think 1 to 3 years, Your Honor. And then there's a penalty also amounting to, I think, 500,000.
Yes, that
To
is
1
correct.
million.
And if this person who made the disclosure is a public officer, I think there is a more specific penalty for this as well, correct?
For Section 27 and 28, which is improper disposal of personal information and processing of personal information for unauthorized purpose, Your Honor.
Which means, sorry, it's That's a lot of words.
Okay. If it is a public official, it only covers.
No, so to be very precise, if the public official is the third person that disclosed it on social media, does it will the penalty for public officers actually apply?
For further clarification, is this in official duty or?
We will make a determination in due time.
Okay. The qualification you mentioned, Congressman Redon, only applies to Section 27 and 28, which is improper disposal of personal information, and on Section 28, processing of personal information for unauthorized purposes. But if
for that particular case that I'm mentioning,
for that particular
the public
case,
officer made a disclosure on social media,
so
of
it may
this
be
particular personal information.
if it will fall later on under Section 27 and 28, then it will be. You're correct, Your Honor.
So the penalty for public officers may apply, which is
Yes.
what again?
Temporary and permanent disqualification from public office.
All right. The reason why I'm asking this is, please show the slide, please.
ComSec.
Last night, Senator Jinggoy Estrada made a post, safe kaya tayo sa kanila, in which he maliciously linked me to Bryce Hernandez, who is the whistleblower for the Bulacan flood control case, and actually named Senator Jinggoy Estrada as one of the senators who are should be accountable for all of these ghost and substandard projects in Bulacan, no? And in that particular picture that you're seeing two individuals, myself and Bryce Hernandez, and he had made very specific personal disclosures of information. First, which is my name. Second, which is my birthday. And third, which is our telephone number. And last would be my grandmother's address. So I'm asking you as the NPC, do you think this would constitute as a violation of the Privacy Act?
Your Honor, if you are going to file a formal complaint with the National Privacy Commission, with all due respect, because we will be the ones deciding the case, so it would be improper right now to preempt the decision that we may be able to come up later on. So I propose, Your Honor, if you feel aggrieved by the post.
Yes, I feel aggrieved.
You may file with the National Privacy Commission so that we will be able to look into all the aspects, the possible privacy violations on your part, Your Honor.
And to be very clear, ladies and gentlemen, this particular picture is a picture of me at 12 years old. I was a kid, and Senator Jinggoy Estrada posted it last night to basically make a link between myself and Bryce Hernandez, not thinking that this is actually a violation of privacy. And but I guess as a last question to the National Privacy Commission, we can take the picture out already.
ComSec, please.
As a last question, is it also possible that aside from actually filing a case to the National Privacy Commission, would it also be proper for this particular person to just take it down and so that we can go on with our lives?
Actually, yes, Your Honor, he may want, but still the right to file the complaint, because it's already posted, it's with the data subject who felt aggrieved by such post.
So it is basically
so whether
a live
it will
matter.
be taken out in his Facebook page or it will remain there, still the aggrieved party may still file with the National Privacy Commission, especially, sir, that you already have the screenshot of the posting.
Yes, it is such a particular screenshot of what had been done last night. But hopefully, the good senator will take it down in the soonest time so that we can focus on the more important matters on flood control instead of us fighting about who these kids are. No?
Yes,
So, yun lamang po.
maybe
Maraming
more
salamat.
questions about the budget for
No, I don't have questions about the
Okay.
budget.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kong.
Thank you, Your Honor.
To be clear, at least we understand the functions of the National Privacy Commission. This would be a good example of such, and I hope that it can be resolved outside of the Committee on Appropriations. And with the recommendation of NPC, if there's anything else that Congressman Terry Redon needs to do, please inform him so that we can resolve this amicably between the parties involved. Maraming salamat po. Next to ask questions from the majority naman, Representative Maximo Rodriguez.
Good afternoon, Secretary, and the commissioners and the USEC here. And we're happy to have you here. And I come from the party list Abante Mindanao, meaning Forward Mindanao. And in our research here in Congress, House of Representatives, we came to know that almost all budget, whether whatever agencies, there seems to be an average of only 15% allocated to Mindanao. 15%. And so it really is sad to us because, you know, in all agencies, they would say, oh, we're sorry about it. But here in the ICT, would you be able to give us a figure on what's really part of the pie? How much is a part of the pie for the budget for Mindanao? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Your Honor, unfortunately for area of Mindanao, because we don't have connectivity yet, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, there's not a lot of budget for Mindanao. But I will do mention this. With Mindanao, we have an 18 billion peso World Bank loan that is solely dedicated to Mindanao because it is to build the national fiber backbone that has ended in Tacloban and now we want to bring to Mindanao. So once that fiber optic backbone is activated, Your Honor, we'd be able now to put the free Wi-Fi program. Second, I'm also working with World Bank also because the National Fiber Backbone Phase 4 and 5, if we finish it by next year, it will be 2 years ahead of schedule. So because of that, and because of the hard work that the team in the ICT has been doing, the World Bank has extended a proposal for another 300 million US dollars aid to Mindanao. So for the other side, because right now the 18 billion is Eastern Mindanao, and if we finish that very quickly, they will fund the Western Mindanao portion, Mr. Chairman, Your Honor. So expect that more investment will be put into connectivity in Mindanao as soon as we have the fiber optic cables there.
When could that be, Secretary? A doable time and it can be done? Is the loan already ripe for implementation? The 18 billion?
The 18 billion is now, okay na, no? It's on its way na. When I mean it's on its way, it's being implemented na.
Okay.
400 million will be next year. But that 18 billion is to finish phase 4 and 5. The new 300 million US, which is another 15 or 16 billion, will be in. The World Bank will provide the loan proposal by this year, and if it gets approved, siguro by 2027. So total, mga 30 billion plus yan for Mindanao, Mr. Chairman, Your Honor, all funded by World Bank.
That's nice to hear because, you know, with that backdrop of 17% only share of Mindanao, we are given hope that we should see the light of the tunnel, no? And I come from Mindanao, and that's just very historic, yeah. But then I would not take long because, you know, much have been said, must have been answered. The questions of my colleagues, and I would just say, I would like to endorse your budget, and in due time, together with Rodriguez's, augment your budget in due time. Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat po, Kong Rodriguez. Napakaswerte naman po ang DICT dahil lahat ng Rodriguez nag-manifest for augmentation ng budget nila. Kaya maraming salamat po. Ang next na magtatanong po galing sa minority is Assistant Minority Leader JP Padiernos.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, sa ating kagalang-galang Secretary Henry Aguda, kanyang mga undersecretaries, ASEC, attached agencies, and lahat po ng ating mga nandito pang mga mambabatas. So, quick questions lang po, Mr. Chair, kasi napagod na yata si Sec Aguda sa kakangiti sa pag-augment sa mga But first off, I want to start with budget utilization. So, Mr. Chair, we recognize that the ICT improved its utilization rate to 94% po last year. Its best performance so far. So I have to commend the department for that. But for 2025, as of today, 62% pa lang po. So, naintindihan naman po natin, matagal pa, we have a few months to go. And pero mahalaga po na malaman po natin kung ano po yung hakbang or plano po ng DICT to ensure the full utilization of their budget. And then, yun muna po. Then I'll follow up with a question.
With your permission, Mr. Chair.
You're recognized.
Mr. Chair, currently we have pipeline projects that are ongoing procurement. Particularly for the free Wi-Fi project, we have about 4.5 billion that is ongoing procurement. Aside from that, we have from other projects 1.6 billion. These are all expected to be awarded on or before November of this year. So
Okay.
with that, we can be able to hit our commitment for this year.
Pero according po before from an adverse opinion by the Commission on Audit, in 2023, it gave partly due to delayed activation of free Wi-Fi sites and issues with GovNet. So what concrete reforms in financial reporting, project monitoring, and compliance are now being implemented to ensure transparency and accountability moving forward?
Thank you very much for that question, Mr. Chair. For the past how many years, actually ayaw ng COA magbigay ng opinion sa DICT. It is only in 2023 that initially they released an opinion, an adverse opinion. However, COA actually changed that opinion to qualified opinion in 2023. We will endeavor actually, Mr. Chair, to have an unmodified opinion moving forward. Particularly the reason why we have adverse opinion is because of the fact that, as we all know, the ICT is a congregation of a lot of agencies when it was established. Ang nangyari po, halo-halo pong agency, hindi inaudit yung libro nila nung pinagsama-sama. Ang naging problema namin, halos 50% ng aming beginning balance nung pumasok po kami, hindi po namin ma-account. Walang mga documentation, walang mga kontrata. So napakahirap po on our part na maglinis ng libro. But little by little, up to this point, we made together with the help of the COA, we cleaned up our books. Actually, nagkaroon kami ng one-time cleansing na tinatawag with the support of the COA. And that's the reason why, initially for this year, I don't know if they have already issued, but they're looking at the minimum of qualified opinion. It's already a good opinion considering the fact that we came from billions of beginning balances na hindi po ma-account.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's good to hear from the Undersecretary.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, if I may also add, just to give the committee also comfort of the changes we've done and to give you a flavor of how hardworking the people in the ICT right now. Since I joined, we've been holding mancoms every Monday. Walang putol po yun. And then we've been holding XComs every Friday. Wala rin pong putol yun. Rain or shine, we meet online or face-to-face. The mancom meetings take care of all the transactional day-to-day stuff. And in fact, ready to use a person, he cleaned up a lot in terms of the books and the booking and the transactional review in the department. Friday naman, that's when we start talking about key projects. So you can be assured that the ICT is working fast and effective together to deliver the mandate that you've asked us to do. Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair, that's actually good to hear from the Secretary. At least meron po tayong mga bagong ginagawa para, increase our efficiency, diba, in your department. So, on my second point on free Wi-Fi for all. So, Mr. Chair, we commend the ICT's work in expanding internet connectivity. As of March 2025, there are already 17,966 active free Wi-Fi sites, close to the 2024 target of 18,397. And ito nga po, halos malapit na, pero diba, you're gonna surpass it, definitely. But we'd like to know from the good secretary and the department, what is the target number of active free Wi-Fi for 2026? And follow-up question para tanongin ko na po. How will the ICT ensure that rollout prioritizes public schools, barangay health centers, and rural provinces? And can the ICT commit to providing not just site counts but also metrics on speed and reliability?
With the permission of the chair, Your
You're
Honor,
recognized.
for 2026, our target is about 30,000 access point sites.
Okay po. So how do we ensure po yung rollout natin? Unahin natin yung schools. How do you guys determine? How does the ICT determine saan po nila ilalagay and whatnot?
The selection of sites normally starts with the technical feasibility, and then also we consider the requests coming from different government agencies and LGUs. So we look at how we can implement the projects in all the public places in the country.
Mr. Chair, if I may add, Your Honor, if I may add. So we now have a different approach for connectivity. So in the past, it's schools, hospital, barangay, whoever asked. So now, per the directive of the President, I've been tasked to work with the DepEd and do prioritization. So for schools, for example, because there's a bigger emphasis right now on education so that they can catch up with the online thing. So our commitment, our focus right now has been to connect all DepEd schools. So we're working closely with DepEd to connect them. And the reason why it's also good to do it that way is because DepEd has a team, a technical team who also connects schools. So we put them together as a technical working group. So I actually have an MOA with Secretary Angara to combine. But we're setting ourselves a deadline. End of the year, everyone from DepEd would be connected. Then next year, we will just continue what's been connected with DepEd. Next year, my priority has been with DOH. So we will sign now a memorandum of agreement with the DOH to connect all hospitals and yes, health centers all over the country. Tapos, but that will not take about a year because we'll do it as fast as we can. Then after that, we'll move to whichever department needs us more. I think the ILG is susunod because of the barangay halls. Yeah, and that's the big, that's 54,000 location. That's the biggest one. So that might take about a year. So we do it per sector and segment so that it's easier for us to maintain.
So, Mr. Chair, just to clarify, so schools for education, health centers for medical, and then yung huli po natin yung ating mga barangay centers.
Right now, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, there have been barangay halls that have already been connected. So we're maintaining that. But there are situations where if let's say we're going to connect the school and then we can connect naman the barangay center, we connect na rin. But right now we just prioritize one education ang priority. Then pag natapos na yan as quickly as possible, we move to the next sector.
Mr. Chair, I just wanted to get the opinion of the Secretary. Do you agree with me that internet access is a basic human right?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, I do. I fully agree that that's a basic human right.
Kaya nga po, Mr. Chair, ito pong programa, isa lang po to sa madaming programa ng DICT na naniniwala po ako na dapat pong dagdagan natin ng pondo para po mas mabilis natin ma-roll out. Lalo na po yung sinabi ni Secretary Aguda, importante po yung internet lalo na sa mga yung para po sa telemedicine natin in far-flung areas especially. So hopefully ma-focus din po natin yan. At sana po wag niyo pong kalimutan ng lalawigan ng Nueva Ecija. Madami pa po tayong public schools doon na kulang pa po ng access to internet. So pagpasensya nyo na po in advance, kukulitin ko po kayo dyan tungkol sa free Wi-Fi in our public schools in Nueva Ecija. So, next point po, actually I have a lot of questions but I will, I know medyo pagod na ang ating mga... Anyway, on digital jobs and industry growth. So, because yesterday po, meron po tayong briefing with the USEC sa ICT committee. And ang dami pong promising plans ng DICT. And I stand with the DICT with all of your priority legislative agenda. In fact, I've already asked all the bills, draft bills from you guys na para po ma-file ko na rin po yan. So, I stand with the department and I'll support all of your bills for your priority legislation. So mabilis lang po on my last point. So based on the DICT presentation yesterday, DICT envisions 8 million digital jobs for 2028. For 2025, around 12,500 people have been trained with a target of 25,000 by 2026. So we understand that ongoing pa po yung 2025, pero sana gusto po namin malaman how many trainees have already been placed into actual digital jobs this year, and how will DICT ensure full target coverage by year end?
Mr. Chair.
You're recognized.
Thank you. In terms of the number of trainees, I think we have trained So for this year, we have trained about 124,815 as of end of August. Then our target for next year is about 553,600. So we don't have figures yet in terms of the number of trainees who have actually been placed into jobs. We recognize that there will be a delay from the time a person is trained until they're actually able to locate jobs. So a way for us to address this and to mitigate or to shorten that gap is actually to procure a platform where both the learners and industry are on the same platform. What we're looking at is to procure by this year a learning experience platform that has unlimited number of users. So we want to use that platform to connect supply and demand, and also to help identify learning gaps and skills gaps. So what that platform will do, for example, with the use of AI, you upload your CV based on the different job descriptions that are posted on the platform. It can identify, okay, these are the jobs available to you. If you want to apply for a specific job, it can also point you to certain gaps and how to address those gaps based on different learning management systems that are incorporated into the platform, or it can point you to others available options. Then what we want to do is to work with industry so that if they hire someone there, then they can also notify us through that same platform that based on this, someone was already hired. We acknowledge that 8 million is a huge target, and what we want to do, hopefully, is to train double that amount by 2028. Hopefully, that will allow us to hit that 8 million target by year end of 2028.
Mr. Chair, do we have partnerships with Tesla, Ched, and other industries to guarantee these jobs?
Yes, Mr. Chair. We actually, I was actually discussing with Sec Kiko Benitez on this particular platform, and he is fully supportive of it. He said that Tesla is actually also interested in the platform, and instead of procuring the platform on their own, they'll use their budget to procure additional trainings that can also be incorporated into that same platform. As far as industry partners are concerned, we recently signed a memorandum of understanding with the IT BPM, IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines. So we are working with them. There's a budget committed by the president, 240 million every year, to help the IT BPM industry address the risks brought about by AI. So we want to make sure that not only the IT BPM industry survives, but they also thrive in this age of AI. So aside from the IT BPM industry, we're also working with other industry partners on the technology side, both from the training side and also for them to absorb the different trainees that they're training. So we're implementing training from the perspective of what does industry need, and that's the type of training that we will implement.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We look forward with the DICT na matulungan po natin yung ating mga kababayan magkaroon po ng trabaho especially in this digital age. Last manifestation na lang po, manifestation.
Okay, last manifestation.
So, with that, I manifest my full support for the proposed budget of the Department of Information and Communications Technology. And, hindi pa po tapos. And I stand with all my colleagues. Siyempre, sinimula na po ni Kong Rufus. I stand with my colleagues to the further increase or augmentation of the budget of the DICT. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat, Assistant Minority Floor Leader JP Pajernos. Keep thinking of your dad. All right, so next in line to ask questions from the majority, Representative Julius Vergara. Rep Julius? La? Okay. Moving to the next from the majority, Representative Chino Almario. Wala rin. All right, real quick, before I go to the next one, I just realized I have to clarify something. Yung sa free Wi-Fi budget nyo, it's 5 billion, as of now, it's 5 billion, no? 7.5.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
For 2025.
That's for 2025.
But for 2026, the proposed budget is?
5 billion.
It's 5 billion. To clarify, itong 5 billion is only enough to maintain what we currently have. Tama
It's
po ba?
not even enough, Mr. Chair. So, there will be a decrease in the number of sites or number of beneficiaries for that matter.
Okay, so there will be a decrease. Syempre, kasi nag-expand tayo. The goal of the president is to provide free Wi-Fi for all the schools, no? And we're at 78%?
78%, Mr. Chair.
78%. And then how much do you need to reach 100%? Theoretically.
Okay, the budget that we have for this year will actually light up, including the Department of Education's budget, would light up all the schools. However, for next year, we actually retained the budget for the schools. Ang magsasuffer po yung mga existing natin na nalagyan na po ng mga sites. So may chance po na mapuputol yung ating mga nalagyan na po ng mga sites.
Wait, so to be clear, out of the 5 billion, how much will be put towards the school? Or are you the implementing agency for DepEd?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So you're the implementing agency for DepEd to cover all the schools, and sapat naman yung pondo in the DepEd to cover all the schools. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Magkano ba yung budget ng DepEd para sa free Wi-Fi program nila?
1.5 din, Mr. Chair.
1.5. So with 1.5 B, you're able to give all the schools free Wi-Fi.
Together with our 1.5. Hati po kami,
Together with
Mr.
your
Chair.
1.5.
Let me clarify, Mr. Chair. DepEd has 1.5 billion for the balance of, kasi we started with 60% connectivity only. Then the 40%, hati kami ni DepEd doon to fix, to make the 100%. So the 1.5 and our 1.5, the 3 billion will answer for the 40%. The 60% is organic DepEd budget. So they have budget for fiber, and usually the regions are the ones who procure it. So we only shoulder together with DepEd 40% of the remaining.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure na sapat naman yung pondo.
Yes.
The schools won't be disconnected with the current budget that we have now. All right. Kasi medyo malayo yung 7.5 from 5 billion for next year. Anyway, so proceeding, thank you to my colleagues for allowing me those questions. To the next from the majority is Vice Chair Kokoyap. Wala na rin. Okay. Wow, konti na lang. Representative Adrian, Adrian Amatong, wala. Okay, last from the majority, Representative Felimon Espares.
Thank
Sir,
you.
you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, and good afternoon to our the ICT family. Now, almost all my questions have been asked. So, as usual, and every budget hearing, my statement is always a manifestation of support, especially to the ICT family. No? But then, Mr. Chair, before I end, I would like to raise some question with the ICT with regards sa pag-identify and prioritization of the sites na kung saan pwede maglagay tayo, especially on the wireless Wi-Fi. Kasi mga remote areas and rural to. So my representation is on cooperatives where co-ops sometimes located sila sa mga walang cell site or cellphone signal ng mga telcos natin. And then, alam ko yung mga areas na yan, may mga schools din, may tourism site. And then, may co-ops doon, which they are also required and obliged to submit online compliance reports, especially with the CDA, with the BIR, and even the data, the credit information. No? So, I have proposed several budget deliberations and times at nagpalit-palit na rin yung ating mga USEC, ASEC directors dyan in the ICT. But then, sad to note, no, and I would like to really get also the same sentiments then, no? Na kahit isa man lang basa na submit namin for, this is my second term, na masama man lang sa prioritization natin. Kasi, hindi naman kami totally nag-demand, but then we know, nag-ikot tayo sa mga co-ops and I pity with them, no? Nawa rin tayo at saka tinitingnan din natin yung kanilang mga situation sa area. So hindi man lang natin nasama. So I know you have mentioned kanina parang 30,000 ba yung target site, target sites na pwede pagtayuan. So in my part and the rest of our colleagues also here, alam ko we propose also. So my question there is that hirap ba talaga yung ating agency na may sama man lang yung mga naisabit naming mga list, kahit isa, no? For every budget deliberations. So, can I hear, before I end, Mr. Chair, from the ICT, hirap ba talaga natin ipagbigyan yung mga request namin?
Mr. Chair, with your permission.
Yes, you're recognized.
Thank you, sir. Kong, my office, which is the Office of Special Concerns, will work directly with your office.
Okay.
It's unfortunate na na-experience niyo po ito, Kong. Please rest assured na yung opisina po namin will coordinate with yours and we will prioritize at least some of the sites.
Yeah.
As you have mentioned. Unfortunately po, hindi pa po namin nakikita, I think, yung mga previous proposals, I guess, from the previous Congress but we will endeavor to at least connect some of the sites.
But
that
then, for your information lang, actually, in my part, never talaga, zero. But then, every year, we have requested because you mentioned man na pwede naman tayo mag-propose. Nasa minority pa ko the time. So now, wala man lang. So I mean, isa dito rin siguro is the concerns of our colleagues also na sana naman, no?
Yes
Kasi
po.
una-una, nasa constituents namin, no, alam namin yung mga requirements in our areas which sana, no, kahit ilan lang man masama para at least sa pag-ikot natin at sa mga napagsabihan din natin, sige, we will look into your concerns. So we are thankful na may may free Wi-Fi program tayo. I know the budget right now hindi talaga din talaga sapat, no, but then we know there is a automatic appropriations to that na narinig ko kanina mga 22 billion pa yung pondo, no, which I don't think so na hindi man lang masama kahit isa or ilan sa mga request natin dito sa House of Representatives as my experience, no, every budget deliberation.
Kong, again, our staff will already go to your office now. If you'll permit, we'll coordinate with your
Can
staff.
I ask one of your staff na pumunta dito?
Opo, punta na po dyan, sir.
Okay. Sige, so
Thank you, sir.
again, Mr. Chair, yun lang ang isang gusto ko lang ipaabot, no? Because it's my experience at may colleagues din ako kanina na nabanggit din, no? So, but then to me, zero kasi, no? So, it's not comfortable din na for several years. Now, next year, baka matanong ulit natin at maging concerns ulit natin. So, thank you, Sec, no, for hearing this. And I know I have also discussed this during the previous hearing then, no? But then, sabi ko, I will observe nga kung talagang masama ba na may isa na tayo nagpo-propose at saka alam natin na we have a sector at we're not going to propose kung hindi naman talaga kailangan. So, again, thank you. And as always, no, I would like to manifest na kung kinakailangan dagdagan, why not? No? So, kasi sabi ko, mas priority ko to sa mga flood control. So,
Maraming salamat.
thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, no, for that assurance also.
Maraming
Yes, sir.
salamat
Thank you.
po,
Thank you,
Rep
sir. Andyan na po si
Espadas.
Director Josh.
All right. Next, from the minority is Representative Reneco.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good evening to the ICT. Ang unang line of question ko po sana is in relation to yung SIM registration law. No, I recognize na natanong-tanong na siya kanina, pero I'd like to ask po in relation sa paano nababalidate yung identities. So, syempre we will submit IDs, ganyan. Paano po ba nababalidate ng DICT or merong identity proofing measures na nakalagay for SIM registration? Paano natin na-ensure na hindi peke yung mukha na ilalagay or yung peke yung ID na nalalagay, no? And meron po ba tayong data on failure rates or fraud rates, ganyan? Tas ano pong ginagawa natin about it?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, if I can refer the question to NTC commissioners, because they administer the SIM registration database and the program.
Good evening, Mr. Chair. May I? Unfortunately, without the provision in the law for the telcos to be able to validate or bash the information with the government database of IDs, the telcos will have to rely on their own developed system through the live selfie and the ID information. So if there are defects in the registration, then that is how the telcos decide to fail registration po.
So, tama po ba yung understanding ko? Diba, you go through that process, then either it's okay, registered na, or hindi ka namin mare-register dahil may nakita kaming defect. Pero paano nga po kung may nakalusot na defect? May method ba to check kung, ay nga, fake yung ID, etc. Ano po yung, may na-discover na po ba tayo na nasa database natin na ganito? Ano pong ginagawa natin kung may ganon?
The telcos po have also performed post-validation of the registrations and so far have at least deactivated more than 2 million SIMs po based on that.
Can I ask po, ano po yung post-evaluation na ginagawa?
The post-validation po is prescribed po under a memorandum circular that the NTC issued. We provided po certain parameters for them to check. For example, to prioritize po unusually large number of SIMs and those utilizing those registered SIMs that use unusual characters and digits in the register and those things po. It's in our memorandum order.
Okay. We ask these questions po, Mr. Chair, dahil despite the existence of the SIM card registration law, ay marami pa rin nakukuhang scam messages ang mga kababayan natin. Ako, hanggang ngayon, scam messages ang nakukuha ko. Minsan sa Telegram, minsan sa Viber, di ko na lang alam kung paano nakukuha yung number ko. So, maybe can I ask, so ano po yung sistema ng DICT para makapag-notify ng breaches, if any, to PTEs? Paano sila sina-sanction kung merong non-compliance, no? Or may nakita tayong breach. Ganyan po.
Mr. Chair, with
You
your
recognize, yes.
Ma'am, yung mga scams po through the like OTT platforms, hindi po kasi dumadaan talaga sa networks yon. So, actually isa pong challenge din yan, how to address that. But we and the CICC and the DICT are in coordination naman po with these platforms to block those mga ano po, yung mga ads, kung may natatanggap po kayo ng ads, yung mga nag-ano for jobs or for any, like if you win something, yung nagaganon po. So, with the OTT platforms po and meron po tayong tinatawag na IMSI catcher, ma'am. It's a device na parang man in the middle na kina-capture niya po yung numbers within a certain range and then nagba-blast lang po, nagte-text blast po siya. Hindi rin po nadadaan yun sa telco network. Yun naman po, in coordination with the DICT, CICC, and the PNP, nakikipagtulungan po kami na mahuli po yung mga nagpapapasok ng mga devices na ito at yung mga umiikot sa areas to text blast illicit messages and scam messages.
Mr. Chair, just to add, with the permission of the chair.
Yes, you're recognized. Thank you.
To answer the question squarely, Mr. Chair, DICT, CICC, and NTC has a hotline 1326 that operates 24/7 and has a report back mechanism, a feedback mechanism po, specifically para dyan sa mga types of scams na yan and all forms of online harms po. So meron pong reporting mechanism po pag may sa mga kababayan natin na bibiktima ng ganyang scam po.
Thank you po.
And Mr. Chair, if we may I'm sorry.
Yes, you're recognized. Yes.
If we may add po, approximately 6 million SIMs have already been deactivated by the telcos due to spamming, scamming, and fictitious registrations and other forms of fraudulent behaviors po. And approximately 5.4 billion smishing and spam messages were blocked by the PTEs over the years.
Thank you po. Gusto rin po namin magtanong in relation po sa paano na annually na-audit yung mga PTEs, compliance with information security standards dahil po yun yung nakalagay po sa IRR. Pwede po bang matanong how many security incidents or data breaches involving SIM registration data ang na-report na po to the ICT or NPC since 2023? Tapos sa mga dito, how many involved PTEs have been recently certified as compliant?
For data breaches regarding PTEs, zero, no reported breach as of the moment for 2025.
Okay, okay. Thank you po. Yung next line of question ko naman po, in relation po to the ICT's duty to assist law enforcement agencies and prosecution agencies in the investigation of OSAIC and SISAM cases. Ito po yung mga sexual abuse and exploitation of children, materials po nito, as per the IRR of RA 11930 po. Pwede po matanong kung how many cases po na naka-assist ng DICT from 2023 to now? No, by referral source, no, from PNP or NBI or the National Coordinating Center for OSAIC, LGUs, etc.
Mr. Chair, with the permission of the chairman. Mr. Chair, ang tungkulin po ng DICT at CICC po is on the technical side po. Sa reporting po, ang datos po ay nasa DOJ o sa ICCIM po.
At so, ang ano po, case intake, parang mas ganun po ba ang duty ninyo?
Well, more on the technical infrastructure, yung data infrastructure ho nila. In fact, sa CICC po, doon naka-house ang the RACSO for OSAIC SISAM, the servers po for OSAIC SISAM na naka-ready po.
Okay, so siguro pwede po bang pa-describe paano po ngayon ina-assist ng DICT yung law enforcement agencies and paano po tayo kumo-comply no, sa batas?
Upon the request of sa OSAIC SISAM po, Mr. Chair, ang DICT po specifically ho ang CICC pag nagre-request ho ang ating mga law enforcement agencies, nagpo-provide ho tayo ng technical support for them, the tools they need for the detection of OSAIC SISAM cases, as well as ngayon ho, maganda ang cooperation at coordination natin with our law enforcement agencies, particularly the PNP and the NBI po. Pagdating naman ho do sa pag-detect at saka paghuli at saka pag-analyze so ng mga digital forensics at saka yung mga devices so na ginagamit for OSAIC SISAM cases po, Madam Chair.
So thank you po sa response. So to clarify, paano po natin nagagawa itong pag-provide ng technical assistance kung may na-identify na sila na possible suspect, paano po papasok yung DICT in assistance?
So it's a combination of two things. Pag may na-identify na ho sila, Mr. Chair, meron din po tayong sariling detection natin doon sa threat monitoring center natin for OSAIC SISAM cases po. So pag ando na ho, iniimbestigahan ho natin and then we do our digital forensics po for our partner law enforcement agencies po, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Maaari po bang makapag-submit sa representation na ito and the committee no, for which budget lines for this year ang nagfa-fund po ng OSAIC SISAM support ng DICT, detailing ng amount, staffing, no, and regional distribution po. Kung may ganun pong klaseng setup na hindi lang siya central office, may regional siya na ano.
Sa ngayon po dahil ho because of the online nature po, central office lang po ang meron tayo. Pero because of this new administration and of course the support and guidance po ng central office namin sa DICT, pinalakas na ho yung tech threat monitoring center natin. At dito ho naka-line item yung dito natin tinutuon sana yung mga budget na dadalhin natin para sa pag-detection ho ng OSAIC SISAM cases po, Madam Chair. And we will provide the data po at saka as well as our proposals po, Madam Chair. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you. So to clarify, hindi po kayo victim-facing or person-facing, nasa technical assistance po kayo?
Tama po for as per the OSAIC SISAM law po. Pero again, because of the mandate of CICC po, because of our IARC po, yung hotline 1326 natin, nagkakaroon din ho tayo ng mga victim-facing services po, lalo na pag pinapalakas na ho, ngayon pong papalakasin natin yung hotline 1326 po, Madam Chair.
At then, so yung next question ko po doon, ilan pong DICT personnel na yung certified in child or gender sensitive interviewing, trauma-informed practice, digital forensics, ganun po?
We'll provide the details po. Pero pagdating ho doon sa pag-handle ng cases ng OSAIC science and especially with yung sa may psychology training po, 3 lang po, Madam Chair.
3 lang po sa lahat ng personnel involved right now.
Sa CICC po, yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, I think dapat there's more than that dahil po kung kaharap po tayo sa mga biktima at gusto nating ma-assist sila, lalo na't very sensitive yung nangyayari, I think it should be standard practice na may gender sensitivity and psychosocial first aid na kayang ibigay ang ating mga personnel.
I agree po, Madam Chair, because again sa OSSP nasa 69 lang ang personnels na meron po ang CICC. Madalas po nag-augment ho kami ng mga COS. Right now we have 250 personnel po sa CICC, comprising mostly of COS. Pag nagpo-provide po tayo ng training, nanghihinayang ho tayo na mga COS. So kaya nga nag-aano ho tayo na even with the technical personnel, kung yung mga nagko-conduct ko ng digital forensics natin, so nakikiusap po tayo. Andiyan naman yung mga kaibigan natin sa DBM na magpropose kami na a more expanded OSSP po para ho magkaroon ng mas maraming plantilla positions para ho magkaroon ng retention ho nung trainings ho natin, especially with gender sensitivity, technical trainings po. Tama po, Madam Chair. Maraming salamat po.
In wrapping up, Yusek, I think you want to say something.
Yes, just very quickly, Mr. Chair, with your permission. Madam Congressman, as head of the Gender and Development Unit of the ICT, we are currently in the middle of a nine-day workshop to ensure that the plans and programs of the ICT are gender inclusive, not just for women, children, but as well as the disabled and everyone else who need to be involved in terms of our planning. We will give an update once we finish the workshop, and we will ensure that our programs definitely include what you have mentioned here. Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much. I hope na makapartner din tayo, no, para po lahat po, no, ay may gantong capacity to handle these kinds of, emergencies and sensitivity that these cases deserve. Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Next to be recognized, thank you, Congresswoman Ko. Next to be recognized is Senior Vice Chair, Representative Garcia. So
Yes,
you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Very quickly lang, kanina nabanggit yung thousands of schools na na-connect natin ng Wi-Fi. No? So that's good news, pero marami pa tayong gustong i-connect. I was just wondering while we mentioned yung mga number of schools that we connected. Kamusta naman yung quality ng Wi-Fi dun sa mga connected schools? May feedback mechanism ba tayo, or is there a way of testing the speed nung mga Wi-Fi that the schools are connected to? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
The permission of the chair.
You're recognized, yes.
Your Honor, the speed of the internet service in the school depends on the technology that was used. We are actually using different mode satellite communications, whether it's GEO or using the geosynchronous satellite system. We also use LEO satellites. We are also using fiber optic cable systems. For fiber optic cable systems, the speed that goes into the school is about 100 Mbps. That's the committed information rate. For GEO satellites, it's actually it's only 6 Mbps CIR, which is about 20 to 30 Mbps MIR. For LEO, we are getting around 150 to 200 Mbps MIR, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, ito po, depende rin po ito sa dami ng gumagamit. So, yung stability nung Wi-Fi. So, may feedback mechanism po ba tayo kung talagang napapakinabangan ng mga teachers, ng mga students, nitong mga schools para sa kanilang araw-araw na gawain?
Actually, yun pong team natin together with our regional offices are actually going around and getting feedback from different beneficiary sites po, not just schools. And bali kumukuha po sila ng feedback from the different beneficiary sites po.
Yeah. Aside from going around, dahil because you are DICT, meron ba tayong online feedback mechanism? Because I can understand it could be cumbersome to go around these thousands of schools. Pero syempre, iba pa rin yung physical presence. Pero aside from that, may online feedback mechanism ba tayo, Mr. Chair?
So, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, yung nag-iikot dati, nagro-ronda, one, it's very manual. Second, ang laki ng gasto sa gas eh. So now, ano yung latest? How many percent na? 51, 52? How many percent na yung sa... So we're now 51% of all the Wi-Fi access point, 51% of them we monitor online na. And the monitoring online is not just up or down, but also the quality and the number of users. And further improvement will be, we will require beneficiaries to have the eGov app. So when you access your Wi-Fi, it would have to be with the eGov app so that we can trace down to the specific beneficiary. Now, yung sa schools kasi, wala pa sa kanila do sa eGov app, but there's an initiative right now for them to have national ID as early as young as 12 years old. So pag meron na sila, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, ng eGov app, matre-trace na namin sino pa yung gumagamit. So, but that will be end of the year. In the meantime, it's a hybrid. May nag-iikot, tapos ngayon 51% is online. Once it's 100, ang commitment nila sa akin, end of September, 100% online na yan. That's their commitment. Ayan, commitment yan. 72% na daw, Mr. Chair. O, tumaas kagad. 72% na yung online.
Biglang
So by
tumaas,
end of September, 100% online. So we can do away with the manual. Siguro yung manual spot checking na lang yon. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yung feedback mechanism, especially yung online, aside from monitoring the speed, yung technical monitoring, meron din tong actual feedback dun sa end user?
Perfect. So, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, ang mangyayari sa amin dyan, doon sa eGov app, lalagyan namin ng rating 5 stars, 3 stars, 4 star. But we don't have that yet. It's an improvement that we will introduce before end of the year. But yes, exactly what we're trying to do para sila mismo yung mag-comment on the quality.
Yes. Okay, that's a good program para we can improve our services based on the feedback of actual end users. So I'm happy to hear that. Tapos I didn't get the going to the executive director Paraiso. Yung hindi ko nakuha yung hotline para lang alam ng lahat, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, it's hotline 1326 and with the directive po ni Secretary Henry, I think hotline 1326 would not only deal with all forms of online harms, pati feedback mechanisms po about yung mga personnel ho namin sa DICT, and I think we can integrate ho siguro a feedback mechanism po for the quality of service na rin po siguro do sa internet, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, good to know. So may sasagot dito 24/7?
24/7 po, may sasagot po at within 24 hours, kailangan ho may update ho kayo ano yung status ng kaso nyo, whether it's resolved or referred na doon sa mga layers natin, Mr. Chair.
So this is being done efficiently?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Right now, nakaka-experience na ho kami ng mga queuing. Medyo lumalaki na ho siya. So, yun doon yung sa mga focus natin kung saan paglalaanan natin ang budget for 2026, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, right now, because dati hindi active yan eh. So ngayon na active na siya, we're seeing, kasi everywhere I go, I keep telling 1326 eh. So they're experiencing congestion because it's tao pa eh, sumasagot. But before end of the year, it will be an AI answering person. So it will be localized to the dialect of that area. It will be interactive. It's similar, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, to the one that was launched by ARTA. So yesterday, we launched the AI of ARTA, which is available now in the eGov app. If you have a complaint with regards to your building permit, if it's late, you can talk to the ARTA AI. Name niya Tala. So you can say, Tala, na-late yung building permit ko, overdue na by 6 months. Ano yung pwede kong gawin? And I would encourage you, Mr. Chair, Your Honor, to use the eGov app AI. May dalawa na doon, si Kuya A at saka si Tala.
Okay. Kuya A is for what?
Kuya A is a general purpose AI to introduce students and common users of eGov app to use an AI na free. Then Tala naman is a special purpose AI of ARTA if you have any ease of doing business complaints.
Okay. And ARTA will really act on these complaints.
Ano yun, ang promise ni ARTA, I told ARTA kung hindi pa siya perfect, because beta version, just try it out so that it will evolve. Their vision is every citizen that complains hits their automated dashboard, and the dashboard can be seen by the secretary if it's an issue of the ICT, if it's an issue of DepEd, and the dashboard is envisioned to go up to the president. So that's the promise of ARTA. So any service issue for processing permits, right-of-way, etc., will hit Tala.
Okay. These are very impressive use of technology, and we're hoping to really maximize utilization. So ano to, text ito or verbal? Audio?
Audio.
Okay.
You can talk to them or you can text, but Mr. Chair, both of them have audio input, Kuya A at saka Tala.
Okay, even better, Mr. Chair. And finally, as Senior Vice Chair, together with our sponsor, at ito palaging pinipili ni Chair Mika Swansing, meron pang mga magtatanong pero para hindi makalimutan, kung ano po yung mga priorities nyo na under budget or no budget, baka sakaling makatulong yung committee through our sponsor and our chair, submit nyo lang po, and depending on the availability of fiscal space, the committee or the subcommittee will prioritize. So maraming salamat, and keep up the good work, Secretary, and the whole team. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, Senior Vice Chair. I'll make sure that they submit their wish list. At syempre lahat dito nag-manifest ng support for augmentation kung may fiscal capacity. Kaya itutuloy natin yan. With that being said, I'd like to now recognize from the minority, Deputy Minority Leader Antonio El Tino.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, unang tanong ko tungkol sa Luzon Bypass Infrastructure Project. Pwede po bang, una muna, i-explain ano yun, tapos ano ang latest developments dito?
Mr.
You
Chair.
recognized? Yes, Asset.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Your Honor, the Luzon Bypass Infrastructure is the infrastructure that connects the cable landing station in Baler to the cable landing station in San Fernando, La Union. It basically links the submarine cable system PLCN connecting the US to the Philippines. So with this Luzon bypass infrastructure, the submarine cable system that used to pass through the Luzon Strait need not go through that route, but just to pass through the Luzon bypass infrastructure.
Okay. Thank you. So, pwede po bang mapaliwanag pa, sino po ba yung may-ari nung submarine cable na yan, at ano yung kasunduan sa pagitan ng may-aring yan at saka ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas?
Mr. Chair, yung pong submarine cable system ay pag-aari po ng parang consortium po yan, and it is led by Facebook Meta po.
Meta.
Opo.
Opo.
Yung pong cable landing station na nasa Baler at yung cable landing station na nasa San Fernando, La Union, at yung pong fiber optic cable system na nagko-connecta po doon, yung pong Luzon Bypass Infrastructure, BCDA po ang may-ari.
Okay. Ano ang naging kasunduan sa pagitan ng consortium led by Facebook Meta at saka ng Government of the Philippines through BCDA, and kasama rin po kayo doon, di ba? DICT. Paki-explain po.
Ang naging kasunduan po, Mr. Chair, yung pong submarine cable system na PLCN ay dadaong sa Baler Cable Landing Station. And yung pong BCDA naman ay yun nga, magtatayo ng mga facility na nabanggit ko po kanina. And then yung pong DICT, tinatas po na mag-operate and maintain nung facility po na ng BCDA. Kapalit po noon ay yung 2 terabit per second na spectrum capacity mula po sa Amerika papunta po sa Pilipinas na ibibigay po sa atin ng libre.
Okay. Binigay sa atin ng, tawagin na nating Meta, no, dahil sila yung namumuno sa consortium, bibigyan ng gobyerno ng 2 terabits per second na parang internet, parang ganon, connection, ano, in exchange for the infrastructure. Explain lang po, bakit po BCDA in particular yung nagmamay-ari sa Philippine side?
Ang BCDA po kasi ay parang development agency,
Okay.
and sila po ang may kakayahan during that time to develop po yung mga facility na yun.
Okay. Pero bakit kasi basis conversion, 'di ba? Development, meron bang kinalaman nito? Ang facilities ba ay nasa mga BCDA meaning former bases, ganun ba 'yon?
Actually, Your Honor, yung mandato po ng BCDA ay I believe ay meron po silang kakayahan because of their mandate to
Mas
do
yun.
those. You know yung
Okay, yun ang dahilan kung bakit sila. Pero halimbawa may landing station sa Poro Point. Is that not a former military base or hindi po ba?
yes po, ang Poro Point po ay ano po.
Okay.
Actually, nandoon pa rin pa naman po ang military.
Okay. So anyway, sige. Ngayon, kapalit ng deal na ito with Meta, bibigyan ng gobyerno ng 2 terabits per second na essentially parang broadband connection, kumbaga. Ano po ang plano ng gobyerno sa 2 terabit connection? Ano ang ginagawa na at ano pa ang plano ng gobyerno sa napakalaking o napakabilis na internet na ito?
Yung pong 2 terabits per second na yan ay available po sa atin. No? Ang ginawa po natin, nagtayo po tayo ng National Fiber Backbone. Kumonekta po doon sa Luzon Bypass Infrastructure. Nagawa na po natin yung mula Northern Luzon, papunta po ng Metro Manila. And then, yung pong phases, that was phase 1 po. Yung phase 2 and 3 po, mula po doon sa Cagayan, pupunta po ng Bicol at ng Samar Leyte, and then meron din pong kasama doon sa Cagayan de Oro to Davao po.
Okay. So, ibig sabihin po, tama po ba yung press release nyo? Sabi, itong Luzon bypass infrastructure will serve as the backbone for yung tinatawag na National Broadband Network. Nasa press release niyo yun, actually.
Kasama po talaga siya dahil doon
Okay.
po manggagaling yung 2 terabits per second po.
Okay. At ano po ang planong gamit para dito sa National Broadband Network na ito? So what can be done with that by government?
Actually, ginagamit po natin yon para i-connecta po yung mga free wifi sites po natin at saka yung mga government agencies na nakakonekta po doon sa government network.
So yung buong government network, whether it's government offices, schools, etc., ay yun ang ginagamit. Okay. Ngayon, ang concern ko po rito ay essentially provided ito ng Meta, which is a private foreign corporation. Pag-aari ni Mark Zuckerberg, as we know. Diba? So, paano po natin magagarantiya ang soberanya ng natin, di ba? Given that this will be serve as the backbone for the national broadband network itself. Eh mukhang our national broadband network is built on infrastructure that ultimately is owned by Mark Zuckerberg.
Mr. Chair, yung pong facility, kaya po nilagay doon sa Baler, yung cable landing station at saka yung sa San Fernando, La Union. Tayo po bali ang magko-control po nung mga papasok po dito sa Pilipinas. At tayo rin magdi-distribute nung capacity na yon throughout the Philippines po.
Okay. Yung facility atin, yung fiber optic cable, 240 kilometers daw yan, sa atin po yon.
Sa atin po yung Luzon Bypass Infra.
Okay, yung infrastructure. Pero yung broadband mismo, yung kumbaga, kasi sabi na dark yan, pero ilawan mo, okay, galing kay Meta.
Tama po.
Okay.
Yung ilaw po hanggang ano
Okay.
po.
Yung
hanggang
ilaw
Baler.
kanila.
Opo. Pero ano po yun, yung pong, kasi ilaw lang po yun, kailangan din po natin lagyan ng internet.
Okay. Ang punto po, pag-aari ito ng ultimately bahagi ng infrastructure ng Meta kasi this is bypass. Ibig sabihin, sumabit lang tayo dyan. Parang ganon. Tama po ba?
Actually po yung bypass na term, yun po yung nag-bypass kasi nung Luzon Strait.
Yes.
Opo.
Okay.
So yun po yun, kaya po Luzon Bypass Infrastructure po.
Yes, but that also means that the Meta infrastructure per se is also part of the bypass. Tama po ba?
Actually, hindi na nga po natuloy yun kasi hindi na, naman po sila nagkonekta mula sa San Fernando, La Union, papunta po doon sa Hong Kong sana. No? Yun ho kasi yung dating
Hindi na
plano
natuloy.
eh. Hindi
Okay.
hindi ho natuloy yun. Kaya
Okay.
actually nagkonekta lang po sila sa Baler tapos dito na lang po tayo.
Okay, so what do they get in exchange? Hindi pala natuloy yung bypass.
Ayun nga.
Ano to, libre na lang na binibigay ni Mark Zuckerberg?
Dahil po kasama po doon sa kontrata na kailangan po nila maglagay kasi yung pong ating parte doon sa agreement ay natupad naman po natin.
Okay. Ang Meta po ba ay nasa ilalim, sumusunod at napapasa ilalim sa batas ng Pilipinas? Siyempre hindi. Pero kayo sumagot.
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, the answer there is no po because
course.
they don't have a juridical entity in the Philippines.
Of course. Even though they operate and gain a lot of profit from the Philippine market, hindi sila saklaw at hindi sila sumusunod sa batas ng Pilipinas. Malinaw po yun. Kaya ngayon ang problema natin dito. No? Kaninong batas ang sila na sumusunod?
Hindi ko po alam.
Ang Meta,
may
hindi nyo alam.
problema rin yung mga ibang jurisdiction.
I don't think you can answer for Facebook.
Opo. Hindi, pero may deal ang gobyerno natin sa Meta.
nakadepende sa backbone provided ultimately by Meta, ang National Broadband Network. So they should know under what jurisdiction their partner operates, no, what laws.
Yes. With your permission, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Yusek, please.
As Meta is headquartered in the United States, they are under the jurisdiction of the United States.
Okay.
However, we can apply the conflict of laws in the future if we want to pursue.
Ang punto ko lang po dito, they operate under US laws and therefore, ultimately, kung anong iatas ng gobyerno ng US, yun ang susundin nila, hindi kung ano ang iatas ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas, no? And that includes the national security laws of the United States, no? So, in other words, kung sabihin ng US sa Meta, well, kailangan ko yung mga lahat ng data na dumadaloy sa inyong network, including yung nasa Pilipinas, nasa gobyerno ng Pilipinas, hindi po ba obligadong sumunod ang Meta dito? Yes or no?
Your Honor, they are obligated to follow us only because they have a contract with us.
They
Your
are
Honor.
obligated to follow US law.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And ang sinasabi nyo, ang tanging protection natin ay yung
Contractual
kontrata
obligation,
sa
Your
pagitan
Honor.
nila. Okay. So kaya nga, yun po ang delikado rito, Mr. Chair, na ang buong internet ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas ay nakasalalay sa infrastructure na pag-aari ni Mark Zuckerberg ng isang korporasyon na sumusunod sa batas ng US, hindi ng Pilipinas. At any time, kung malugi siya, for example, paano tayo ngayon? Saan tayo pupulutin yan? Saan pupulutin ang ating national broadband network? Saan nga ba? Kung sakaling malugi, ano mangyayari?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, nakakabit din po tayo as a backup natin the local telcos. But that local telcos will charge us. Yun lang yung difference.
So, yun po ang punto ko sa napakadelikadong arrangement na ito. No, we are at the, at our whole e-government, ano ba yan? E-government ang programa, e-gov program ng administrasyong ito ay nakasalalay sa infrastructure ng Meta, no, na hindi sumusunod sa batas ng Pilipinas, no. Yung US government nagbababala sa lahat ng mga gobyerno worldwide, huwag kayong gumamit ng Huawei infrastructure, delikado 'yan kasi makukuha ng possibly ng gobyerno ng China ang lahat ng information nyo. Okay. Pero ngayon, ang administrasyong ito, actually nagsimula sa administrasyon ni Duterte, tapos ngayon, meron ng ini-implement at pinapatupad na, well, our whole national broadband network is basically under the direct control and ownership of a foreign corporation, Meta, owned by Mark Zuckerberg, and ultimately under the laws and sovereignty of a foreign government, in this case the United States. So napakadelikado po nito para sa ating buong gobyerno, para sa mga karapatan ng mga Pilipino. Kaya po, I request, no, ano pa ba yung,
Sir,
can you
wrapping
provide sabi nga, ang protection dito, ang tanging protection ng mga Pilipino rito, yung kontrata. Okay? So, can you provide the committee with this contract and provide, well, okay, wala na akong panahon, Mr. Chair, pero can I at least request a briefing, a complete briefing on this, including at least the legal protections kung meron man, no? Kasi technically, walang protection. Kung gusto higupin ng gobyerno ng US ang lahat ng datos ng gobyerno ng Pilipinas at mga mamayan nito, pwede nilang gawin. So, at least, are there any legal safeguards that will protect the rights of Filipino citizens and the sovereignty of the Philippines?
Right. Maraming salamat po.
We will comply,
Pwede
Your
po ba
Honor,
yun?
and immediately schedule the briefing,
Yes.
Mr. Chair.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you,
po.
Yusek. Wait to be recognized first. No problem. So thank you for that. We will make sure that the briefing happens. Also because kung pwede natin pag-usapan already para i-inform si Kong before going to plenary, it would be in everyone's best interest. Ayun. So any last manifestation?
Magra-round 2 na lang po ako. Nahiya na ako, Mr. Chair.
Very quickly, because we still have two more people na nakalista. Okay na. All right, so round. Okay, thank you po. From the majority naman, Congressman Coco Yap.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To our madjong gabi sa atong DICT families, our fellow colleagues, madjong gabi. My question here is on cybersecurity. Ano po bang steps na ginagawa ng DICT para ma-regulate yung harmful and misleading posts on social media, which I'm also a victim of, nang hindi naman maapektuhan yung freedom of speech?
With the permission of the chair.
Recognize, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kami ho sa DICT at sa CICC po, makikipag-partner ho, gaya ng sinabi natin kanina, sa mga social media platforms para ho magkaroon ng mabilis na proseso ho ng pagtitake down ng mga harmful posts. Especially ho, pagdating ho sa deepfakes, gaya ho ng sinabi ng ating butihing kalihim kanina, ang nagiging problema ho natin is yung mga context-based fake news po. Kaya po ho sana, dumudulog tayo sa ating mga mambabatas para magkaroon na ho ng batas na magde-define ho sana sa fake news na lagi hong binabandera ng mga social media platforms na to na may kakulangan ho sa batas kaya hindi nila ma-take down yung mga context-based fake news po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Siguro naman wala namang lahat naman siguro ng lawmakers na nandito ngayon na sumusuporta sa kasi halos lahat kami biktima ng fake news, no? So I think you need just to solicit our endorsement and our sa lahat ng mga congressman para naman matulungan namin kayo. At the same time, matulungan din kami, no? Na isa rin kami sa mga biktima. Another question, Mr. Chair, regarding naman to sa I heard na may pinopropose kayo na AI, no? Mayroon bang pondo AI system na that automatically screen fake news, deep fakes, and harmful materials on social medias and other public media platform?
Again, with the permission of the chair. Sa totoo ho, yes, may pinopropose ho kami na AI-based web crawler ho, lalo na doon sa mga social media platforms para automatically ho, madidetect natin yung mga fake news na to. Sa kasamaan palad, gaya ho ng binanggit ng ating buting mambabatas, wala ho pong nakalaan na pondo para dito because ngayon na ho lang natin pinopropose at nahuli na ho sa budget call yung proposal natin for a web-based crawler na AI-driven para makapag-detect ho ng fake news po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, sa kabila naman na na hindi nasali yung proposal niyo diyan, we will lobby for it kasi may time pa naman. Maybe from our end, no, as a Vice Chair for Appropriation at saka sa mga kasama ko, siguro we will push for it na malagyan ng pondo itong programa niyong ito.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair. Malaki ho ang magagawa nito, hindi lang ho sa pagsugpo ng fake news, pati ho sa pagsugpo ng iba't ibang online harms po. Gaya ng scams, gaya ho ng violations ng usaik-sisain po, tsaka pornography po. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Isa pa yung I would like to ask also from the ICT, yung sitwasyon ng National Broadband Program nyo. I heard kanina during Honorable Congressman Rodriguez, no, na nasa palo na yung broadband program nyo. Mayroon na ba kayong timeline? Sabi ni kanina na this is going to Zamboanga, no, yung program na to. Meron na bang timeline? na nakikita natin. When it will come to my province, then kami kasi yung last na province going to Mindanao, Mr. Chair.
With permission of the chair, Your Honor, as mentioned po kanina, ang ginagawa po natin ay yung pong phases 4 and 5 of the National Fiber Backbone. Actually, natapos po kasi natin yung phases 2 and 3. And ngayon po, ibababa na po natin sa buong Mindanao. Actually, hindi naman yung sa backbone side po, mako-cover na po natin yung buong Mindanao. So, Eastern, Northern, and Southern Mindanao. Kasama po hanggang sa may Zamboanga po.
Timeline po.
Ang guidance po sa amin ay magawa po namin yon ng next year po, middle of next year po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, this representation po is for the approval. And kung pwede, madagdagan yung budget, especially yung sinasabi namin na yung AI system na pinopropose nyo po. And for the increase of the budget, mabuhay po ang DICT. Keep up the good work. Daghang salamat ug maayong gabi natong tanan.
Maraming salamat po, Kong Coco Yap. Ang susunod po ay Kong Hernandez. Sir, you're recognized.
Maraming salamat, Chair. Magandang gabi po sa DICT family. Hindi naman ako magre-request na bawasan yung pondo nyo. Nandito lang kami para dagdagan. And you're doing a good job. So dito lang ako sa cybercrime. Kanina narinig ko na you need a legislation to be able to classify whether, they define what's fake news. Pero siyempre that doesn't stop us from what's happening. I mean, preventing this right now. Kasi meron tayong cyber libel. Meron tayong libel. Diba? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan lang maraman ng taong bayan. I don't know if you do your own information dissemination. Kasi medyo, very relevant kayo ngayon. Marami pa kasing hindi alam saan pupunta pagdating dito sa siyempre, sometimes shocking, di ba? Bigla mo lang makikita, nandun ka na, kumakalat na. So, siguro dapat malaking tulong kung merong information dissemination that DICT na meron kayong division na nag-address nito. And siyempre, yung inyong coordination with PNP and NBI. So, let's say, nag-complain po ako sa inyo.
Social media platforms para sa takedown nito. Pagdating naman ho sa mga web-based na mga malisyosong pagpo-post po, pwede ho namin siyang i-takedown yung mismong web page po na gumagawa ho nito. At tama po, Coordination Council po kami at part ho nung execom ho namin ang PNP, ang NBI po at saka ang DOJ OOC po. So headed po ito ng ating butihing kalihim ng ICT, Secretary Henry Aguda. At ilang beses na rin po tayo nagmi-meet. At pinag-uusapan na rin ho namin na gumawa ng task force specifically for fake news and online harms po, Mr. Chair.
Kasi mas mabilis yung taking it down kaysa sa i-file mo yung kaso. Kasi what is important, hindi ma-disseminate yung fake news. So, if you can address it right away, and that's better. I mean, that's a mas mabuting solusyon yon kaysa this tedious and expensive filing of cases, 'di ba? Siguro kailangan malaman ng publiko na you have the capability of doing that. Kasi marami dito, because of this technology, marami hindi alam saan pupunta, anong gagawin. Because they're used to going to like PNP, NBI, di ba? Usually pagdating mo doon, wala naman silang kapasidad para i-take. Ang mas importante, talagang matanggal at hindi maikalat. So, Mr. Chair, siguro to Secretary Aguda na kailangan po natin na mag-communicate sa publiko na if you're in that situation, meron kang tatakbuhan.
Yes.
At saka yung inyong hotline ay kailangan available. Sabi nyo nga, sa ngayon, dumarami. I don't know if you added funds para dito kasi once na nag-information dissemination kayo, I could just imagine kung gaano karami ang dudulog sa inyo at hihingi ng saklolo. Kasi, siyempre, very damaging yan lalo na kung hindi totoo, diba? So, Mr. Chair, siguro, they have to prepare for this and siguro karagdagang pondo para dito dahil we are going to that direction now. Diba? Kailangan lang natin quick solution pending the passage of the law. Kasi marami pang paraan para i-take down, not necessarily waiting for the legislation. So, yun ang siguro importante. On pangalawang tanong po, I think I sent a letter regarding my district, no, yung sa libreng wifi, especially sa schools. Kung na lang po, take a look at the letter and get back to me na lang po kung ano po yung pwedeng gawin at para mapabilis because I'm from Soc-Sarjan area. And Coronadal City, which is the seat of the Soc-Sarjan area, kami po yung regional seat. So, siyempre, mas importante yung regional seat makover yung area ko para at least sabihin natin na talagang mabilis at saka talagang you're doing pinapabilisan nyo yung mandato ninyo na makover natin lahat. So, napaka-importante po yun. So, yun lang po, Secretary to the ICT family. Isa po ako sa susuporta sa karadagang pondo ninyo and napaka-relevant nyo po ngayon at kailangan talagang patibayin at dagdagan yung pondo para you can really serve your mandate. So maraming salamat at magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Yusek Pei, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kong, we did receive your letter, and as we have, I guess our regional director has already committed to you. We will be connecting the schools, the DepEd schools that we've identified in your districts.
Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po.
Patadagdagan po natin yung pondo nyo ulit.
Maraming salamat po and thank you Vice Chair Kong Hernandez. Ang susunod, this is already our second round. If we could go through the questions a little quickly. Kawawa naman si Sec. Repco, you are recognized for your second round.
Ayan, thank you very much, Chair. And sige, mabilis na lang para makakain na tayo. Sige. Maraming nagtanong tungkol sa fake news, ganyan. Baka po pwedeng ma-describe ng DICT yung kanilang precise legal mandate to act on disinformation or misinformation. Tapos pwede pong ma-distinguish kung meron po bang efforts on education and research, on digital literacy, no? Or meron din ba on takedown efforts, if any?
With the permission of the chair again.
Yes, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ma'am, we are anchored upon the provisions of 10175 or the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. Medyo outdated na nga ako. At tama ho kayo, ang mandato ho namin dito sa batas na ito ay protektahan ang ating mga kababayan laban sa lahat ng uri ng online harms po. Kasama na po ang mapanirang epekto ho ng misinformation at disinformation. Sa mga tungkulin naman ho namin at saka mga efforts namin para labanan ho to, tama ho kaya, unang line of defense ho talaga namin is uninformed citizenry. So, puspusan po ang ating efforts pagdating ho sa information dissemination at saka po sa ating educational campaigns when it comes to the prevention, the practice of online cyber hygiene at saka yung prevention ho, paano hindi ho mabiktima ng mga online harms po.
And tama po ba, meron pong specific budget, may budget equivalent line items po sa funding ng education, research, platform liability?
Sa kasamang palad po, Mr. Chair, Madam Congressman, wala po.
Wala. Sarili effort lang, ganun.
Kinakaya ho namin sa CICC. Tama po, Madam Chair.
Okay. Pero baka po, kaya po bang makapag-submit ng parang a report? Ano po yung mga line items na related po sa pag-combat at pag-address ng disinformation from the ICT?
Isasama ho namin yan sa report na ibibigay namin sa inyo, Madam Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you po. Next question po is, how many disinformation-related cases, incidents, or referrals has the ICT handled since 2023? Kaya po ba itong i-disaggregate by type? For example, merong coordinated inauthentic behavior, troll networks, deepfakes, no, or financial scams masquerading as news, etc.
Sa magtatapat ho kami sa inyo, Mr. Chair, tsaka ngayong taon lang ho namin ini-implement ang Threat Monitoring Center at pinalakas ho ang 1326. Kaya ngayon lang ho talaga kami, gaya ho na sinabi ho, ngayon lang ho talaga nagiging relevant yung hotline 1326. So balit po, ngayong taon po, nakatanggap po kami ng 9,000, sa Threat Monitoring Center ho, nakapag-monitor kami ng 1,101 cases. Ang disinformation po doon ay 97 po. Ang natanggap po namin reklamo dating ho sa mga reklamo is 9,570 cases. At ang misinformation ho dito ay
Sorry, Mr. Chair.
2,103.
Ano po yung 9,570?
Ito po yung mga natatanggap nating reklamo ho sa hotline 1326 po.
Ano po yung 1,101?
Yan po yung bunga ho ng ating Threat Monitoring Center kung saan proactively nagsa-search po ang ating Threat Monitoring Center for all types of online harms po.
Okay. Can the committee be furnished a report nito? Baka kaya po bang i-disaggregate by type? Kung may internal classification system kayo, bot network ba to, financial scam ba to,
Meron po.
inauthentic or behavior, ganun po.
Meron po at isusumite ho namin sa committee ito.
Okay, thank you po, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat po.
May tanong pong next, ano pong due process and appeal mechanisms ang nag-exist for users na may content and accounts flagged through the ICT engagement na fake news pero hindi naman pala, ganyan. And meron po ba tayong number ng appeals filed, if any?
Sa ngayon po, pag magpa-flag po kami at nagre-request po tayo do sa ating mga social media platforms po, sila po yung nag-determine po if it's fake news or not. It's really up to the platforms. Gaya ho ng binabanggit natin kanina, mas mabilis po pag deepfakes kasi tech-based po eh. Pero yung mga context-based fake news po, sila po yung nagde-determine. At ibabangga ho nila to do sa kanilang community standards. So yung appeal process po nasa mga social media platforms din po, Madam Chair.
Okay, so ang mechanism right now existing, the ICT flags it, sends it to the platform and platform na po bahala.
Tama po, Madam Chair.
Okay. Siguro we're raising these because here and other parts of the world, no, merong mga truth, may authentic information that is, spam fina-flag as disinformation to silence or censor the truth. So gusto po naming malaman ano pong mga mekanismo yung meron yung DICT para ma-avoid po ito. As it stands po, medyo hinahayaan natin yung platforms to deal. Pero baka po ma-enlighten nyo kami, meron po ba as it stands?
As it stands po, gaya ho ng binanggit natin, tumatanggap po tayo ng mga reklamo, whether it's fake news or not, tapos pina-flag na natin. At tumatanggap din po tayo ng mga reklamo, kung meron man pong reklamo na na-flag wrongfully yung mga accounts nila para makapag-deal din po tayo. Ginagamit po natin yung green lane natin po dito tsaka partnership po natin sa mga social media platforms po.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. May safeguards po ba to ensure that the ICT's efforts or yung action na iti-take ng social media platform do not suppress lawful criticism, journalistic work, or even satire?
Right now po, nakabase ho tayo do sa, again, pag fake news po, pag talagang binabangga ho natin to do sa source of truth po. Pag, halimbawa, yung binabanggit natin kanina, merong apparent memo, tinatanong ho natin yung mismong ahensya kung may memo talaga. Pag wala ho, binabato ho natin doon natin binabato ngayon sa mga social media platforms. Pero pag wala hong ebidensya, hindi ho natin talaga, or wala tayong pinagbabangga ang source of truth, hindi ho talaga natin pino-forward sa social media platforms. Except for cases, halimbawa, ang isang tao, siya mismo yung may slander, may misinformation, siya yung lalapit ho mismo sa amin sa CICC, tsaka ho namin pino-forward sa social media platform using the testimony of that person as the source of truth po, Mr. Chair.
At so, paano po you shared an instance na ang source of truth ay galing sa government din. Tatanong nyo sa agency if may ganito. May nag-share. Paano po kung hindi sa government yung source of truth? Paano po natin na-ensure or natatanong ano yung truth? Is it done internally through the ICT alone? Ano pong department or committee yung establish na to?
Mr. Chair, hindi ho kami nag-determine yan. Gaya yun ang binabanggit natin kanina, pag yung mismong tao na subject ho ng slander or na misinformation, siya yung nagreklamo sa atin, yung testimony niya ho ang ginagamit natin as the source of truth po, Mr. Chair.
Pero paano po kung yung report na yon, so we take that report as a source of truth. Hindi po natin na-check or naka-counter-check or kung ano man?
Validated yung, again, kailangan yung mismong na-slander ho ang request sa amin for takedown kasi yung testimonya ho nyo mismo ang gagamitin natin as source of truth. Other than that, wala ho kaming pinatanggap na request from third parties para for takedowns po, Madam Chair.
Okay. Siguro we can have this discussion on a different date na lang, pero ang gusto po nating ma-ensure is not a single peso is spent on fact-checking legitimate dissent against government policies, in keeping with the constitutional guarantee for free speech and the people's right to information on matters of public concern. And so, to conclude na lang po, Mr. Chair, and this wraps up my line of questioning, the people's right to credible connectivity, children's safety online, and people's digital rights na for this representation, it's non-negotiable po. Pinapakita ng ulat po nito kung bakit kailangan pa ng mas malalim na pagbubusisi sa pagpapatupad ng mga mahalagang batas para sa kabataan. And so, kailangan po sa sapat na pondo, baka ma-increase pa in the coming days, kailangan po nating makita talaga yung tamang pagbabatayan nito. That's all for now. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat po. Okay, so ang susunod na magtatanong for the last time in the second round. Rep Tino, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. Yung next set of questions ko po ay sa National Privacy Commission. Okay. Nakatanggap po kami ng isang kopya ng memorandum from DepEd, Office of the Undersecretary for Learning Systems. This is dated August 19, 2025, signed by Assistant Secretary Jerome T. Buenviaje, Officer in Charge, Office of the Undersecretary for Learning Systems. Sabi po dito, let me just read. In line with the implementation of Executive Order Number 70, which institutionalizes a whole-of-nation approach to address the root causes of insurgency, the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, NTF-LCAC, continues to evaluate the programs, activities, and projects of government agencies that serve geographically isolated and conflict-affected areas and disadvantaged areas. As part of its support to the NTF-LCAC initiatives, the Department of Education, through the Bureau of Alternative Education, will conduct data collection to ensure the accurate profiling and provision of appropriate interventions for learners in the alternative learning systems, ALS. In this regard, select regions and divisions ALS focal persons with the support of ALS implementors are requested to verify the list of ALS enrollees residing in the, quote, cleared barangays as identified by the NTF-ELCAC. The verification process aims to, one, validate ALS enrollment records, etc. Two, cross-reference these validated records with the official list of cleared barangays provided by the NTF-ELCAC. And three, submit a consolidated and validated report identifying ALS learners who reside in or are enrolled from the NTF-ELCAC identified cleared barangays. Okay? So, tapos pinasasubmit on or before September 1, 2025. So, as part of the attachments, meron pong form, no, which requires the regional offices to provide the names of ALS learners, their sex, their age, the ALS program enrolled, and the barangay. Okay? And then further attached are a list of 780 so-called cleared barangays provided by the NTF-ELCAC. So ito po ang concern natin. Essentially, ayon sa DepEd, hinihingi ng NTF-ELCAC ang kompletong listahan ng mga nag-enroll sa ALS ng DepEd sa 780 cleared barangays. No? Ibig sabihin, mga estudyante ito. Mostly, siguro, marami dyan, mga minor de edad. Okay. Of course, tayo may concern po. Bakit inihingi ng NTF-ELCAC kung minomonitor nila ang so-called effectivity ng mga programs ng gobyerno, including si ALS program of DepEd, bakit hinihingi pa po nila yung pangalan hanggang sa essentially address saan nakatira yung mga estudyanteng ito? I raise this because, of course, of the context of red tagging, no, na matagal na pong ginagawa at pangunahing nagtutulak niyan ay ang NTF-ELCAC. No? Sa kabila po, meron tayong recent Supreme Court decision, De Duro versus Binoya, which recognized, among others, the dangers posed by red tagging. No? Danger to life, security, etc. of Filipinos. No? So kaya po, tanong ko, alam na po ba ito ng National Privacy Commission at meron po bang posisyon ang National Privacy Commission dito? Pwede po bang marinig?
Chair, permission to speak.
You're recognized. Thank you.
Good evening po, Congressman Tino po. Thank you for giving us that information. Honestly po, sir, kung wala po kaming na-receive na communications regarding that. As I mentioned earlier, the primary mandate of the National Privacy Commission is the protection of the privacy of every Filipino.
Mhm.
Now, under the Data Privacy Act of 2012, there are criteria for lawful processing of personal and sensitive personal information po. So it is mentioned only in section 12 and 13 of the DPA. Now, pag hindi po doon pumasok any collection, processing of personal information and sensitive personal information po, may karampatang parusa po yan under the DPA po. So, sir, if we can have a copy of the letter and the attachment so that we can do a sua sponte investigation on that.
Yes, you may have a copy. Bibigyan po natin. Ano po yung gagawin nyo? SUA
Sponte investigation.
Hindi ko alam yan.
Sua sponte investigation is the power of the NPC to conduct on its own initiative an investigation to check whether there is a violation of the Data Privacy Act of 2012. Okay.
Well, personally, tingin ko po, sobra at labis-labis ang hinihingi ng NTF-ELCAC at mukhang ibibigay pa yata ng DepEd, which is in order to evaluate the effectivity of programs, why do they need the detailed personal information of all the students? Pwede namang, okay, sa barangay na ito, merong X number of graduates. Bakit kailangan pa yung pangalan, edad, pati essentially saan nakatira ang mga ito? Yun po ang kinababahala natin dahil nga sa context ng red tagging, and the Supreme Court has said this has led to killings, disappearances, and other gross human rights violations. So, would you care to comment on that?
Of course, Congressman, we will conduct a thorough investigation.
Okay.
But of course, in the process of the thorough investigation, we will also give the other party the right
Okay.
to answer by virtue of the due process. And also, Kong, we will also coordinate with your office so that
Thank
we
you.
will be able to substantiate the allegations po.
Mr. Chair, nag-ring na po yung bell, pero I would just like to note that sometime in the past administration, Duterte administration, yung PNP po naglabas ng kautusan na mag-profile ng mga members ng Alliance of Concerned Teachers. So nagpunta yung mga pulis sa mga eskwelahan, tinatanong doon, sino ba ang miyembro ng ACT dito? And I remember distinctly, yung NPC po at the time, iba pa po ang chair nun. Wala na po ba sino nga yan?
Com Liboro.
Oh, si Commissioner Liboro. Wala na ba siya?
Wala na po sa NPC
Wala na,
po.
wala na. Okay. Okay, sorry, hindi ako updated. Okay.
Wrapping up na po.
Opo, wrap up. Pero at the time, the NPC gave a very clear ruling or whatever position na hindi po pwede yung ganung profiling. Labag po yan sa Data Privacy Act, no? Kaya natigil po 'yon. No? So hopefully the commission will stand by the same principles.
We can also do that, Kong. Thank you po.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair.
Maraming salamat po, Congressman Tino. And so just to wrap everything up, I have a few questions lang just to summarize everything. First, regarding the Konektadong Pinoy Act. I feel like it hasn't been touched on too much here, but it's an opportunity for DICT to highlight where we are currently regarding the IRR, which I believe they've worked on. 2, safeguards, kasi na-bring up din ni Kong Tino and others regarding safeguards for consumers. 3, how do we entice other Wi-Fi or telco players to join and support better services para sa mga kababayan natin?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On Konektadong Pinoy status of the IRR, our legislative team and legal team, together with the attached agencies and other departments, are starting to convene already the consultation meetings. I think we'll start by next week, and we will. The task is to get the IRR out by end of the month or first week of October. To give the committee an update on the landmark law. And the response by the other telcos. All of them have already signified and sent their representative to participate in the IRR. So the major ones are there. Consumer groups are also there, and the government agencies involved are also participating. Yes.
And the coordination between DICT and NTC,
yes.
Especially for national security concerns, no?
Yes.
It's all in order sa IRR natin.
Mr. Chair, yes. On the security issue, as the law itself that the House pushed mandates increased cybersecurity certification. So not only will new and old telcos comply with current security standards, they will have to comply in the next 2 years with international standards. So the cyber security aspect will increase. Third, on the what does it mean for the consumers? There are 5 specific rights. 1, it now mandates connectivity. So universal connectivity is almost there. Second, affordability. Third, that it has to be secure. Fourth, that during times of disaster and emergency, your self-service should be available. And fifth, service level commitments on the telcos will be imposed. And all of them will be articulated in more details in the IRR, Mr. Chair.
And how are we enticing more telco players?
Mr. Chair, as of date, there have been several who's already sent letters of intent. anywhere from international companies to LGUs themselves. But as the ICT, from a policy standpoint, we're pushing them to go to the unconnected areas first. So what we're telling them is don't crowd in Metro Manila, move to areas that have no connectivity or poor connectivity. So there's actually, we just need to start coming out with IRR, then start approving their application, Mr. Chair.
That's good to hear. Kailangan ko talaga tanungin yan dahil legacy din ni Senator Grace Poe,
Yes.
yung Konektadong Pinoy Act. And on that note also, I just want to ask, is there anything that we can prepare for in the budget to lay the foundation for the Konektadong Pinoy Act?
Okay.
We will submit, Mr. Chair, with your permission. Yes, we will submit, Mr. Chair, if there's any, I mean, of course, we would appreciate very much because the IRR is just the beginning, Mr. Chair. There are several guidelines that we are meant to churn out as well on specific parts of the Konektadong Pinoy Act. So we would appreciate, of course, the additional resources that the legislative or the government will be able to provide.
Mr. Chair, maybe just to be clear on the ask, there are two areas that we would want to be funded. In the area of consumer protection, we want to make sure that we are fully funded, the ICT and NTC, to protect the 5 rights that I mentioned, and we will need tools and funding for education of the consumer. And third, deployment of necessary tools for security as well, in addition to what we already have. Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And regarding security, in terms of cybersecurity, I want to point out again that you were removed 36.9% of the budget that you were originally requesting. Importante to para sa mga kababayan natin. Sa dami ng mga tanong about cybersecurity, fake news, etc. To have a 36.9% decrease in cybersecurity, sa tingin ko, medyo mali po ito. Kaya we will work on this. Is it true that your capital outlay is zero funding? I got a message from Congressman Chino Almario who asked me to ask this question.
Meron po kami, Mr. Chair, that's actually about 5 billion.
Okay, so it's a
Baka CICC.
CICC, baka kayo yung zero. Misinformation po yan. So sa CICC, zero yung capital outlay nyo?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Sila pala. See, this is why it's important para it's on the record kung saan tayo kulang ng funding. But what I find interesting, and thanks to our interns sa office, they were able to dig up the total budget that is requested by all agencies of government for cybersecurity and potentially related requests and funds. It turns out that across all the government agencies, we're looking at 158 billion pesos being requested for cybersecurity and IT related support, whereas the budget of the ICT is how much po?
Sorry, Mr. Chair, it's about 18B.
So the request is 18 billion, and the request of all the other government agencies combined is 158 billion pesos. It just goes to show, and I want this on the record, that there is a pressing need for cybersecurity across all agencies. And what better agency to implement this than DICT? And I'd like to recognize the arrival of our chair. Thank you for returning to us. And so I just wanted to point that out. The other things that I wanted to point out also before we close and to wrap up is, again, that the innovation hubs that we're trying to build for DICT severely underfunded. There's no funding, right, for our innovation hubs. And how are we to remain globally competitive if that has zero funding? Third is also our Wi-Fi expansion, which apparently we're not funding. We're only funding just the bare maintenance of what we already have. And this is important because yung mga ibang areas kung saan pwede tayo mag-expand include yung sa healthcare natin, sa hospitals, health centers, and eventually our barangay centers. Yes, Yusek, you're recognized.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I would like to clarify that the budget actually decreased from 7.5 billion to about 5 billion in under the debt.
So a 2.5 billion peso decrease in our Wi-Fi budget, given the request of the president to expand our digitization across the country, seems contradictory. Kaya, and in line with the president's new move to lessen wastage in infrastructure spending and put it into impactful spending such as this, I believe that we'll be able to source the proper funds, given the accommodations from our chair and the rest of the committee. With that being said, I have no further questions for the agency, just a manifestation of support. I really hope that we can all come together. Everyone here has manifested support for the DICT and an investment towards the future of the Philippines. So with that, I'd like to turn over the floor. Senior Vice Chair Garcia would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before we turn over the floor to our chairperson, Mika Swansing, three quick points rather. Number one, I just want to put on record, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, na alam niyo naman po, in our quest for more transparency and accountability, talagang in-involve po natin through the leadership yung ating mga civic society organization. And part of the process, magtatanong po sila through the representatives ng kanilang mga concern. Pero in this case, I just want to put on record na wala po silang binigay na katanungan. Pero hindi pa naman huli lahat. We're still in the budget process, pwede pa rin humabol. I just want to put that on record, Madam Chair. Pangalawa, yung bilin ni Madam Chair na yung inyong mga underfunded or no funded priorities, which I mentioned earlier, ang strict deadline po ni Chair Mika is within 48 hours. Kasi hinahabol natin yung ating deadlines. So, kung pwede, within 48 hours. And, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, I'd like to inform everyone na habang naghihiring, denial ko po yung 1326. At may sumagot po. May sumagot. Magalang po siya. And he seems to be very professional. At sinabi niya 24 hours sila ready to serve the Filipino people. So, hopefully thorough yung kanilang service para mas marami tayong mapagsilbihan. So, that's all, Madam Chair. I now turn over the floor. Yung hotline. So, ready po? Yes. Headed by Executive Director Paraiso. Yes. Tingin ko ngayong gabi, mapa-flood tayo ng calls. So, Madam Chair, maraming salamat po.
Madam Chair, should I?
Thank you very much to our Vice Chair who facilitated today's hearing, Vice Chair Brian Poe. Thank you very much. And of course, our Senior Vice Chairperson, Representative Albert Garcia. Nandito sila the entire time. Thank you so much po for shepherding the passage of the budget of the DICT. Of course, the invaluable inputs of all of the House members who participated in today's hearing. Ang dami naming natutunan. Even though I wasn't here pa, I was monitoring the entire time on screen. And ang dami ko po natutunan, particularly with regard to the cybersecurity initiatives, not just the current initiatives, but the needs. I think that's what's most prevalent in today's hearing. What stood out to me was that yung narinig ko po yung sinabi ni Sec na hindi umabot doon sa deadline ng budget requests yung cybersecurity program. Hence, siguro po, I'm not sure po if the specific amount was mentioned, but may I request the Secretary to please reiterate how much would be required for the cybersecurity initiatives of the DICT that was not funded in the current NEP? Year two.
Madam Chair, it's 937 million. 937 million. Almost a billion, Madam Chair.
And all of those po, Sec, would need to be funded. Like, can it be a MICA? Can we put it into a MICA? Or is that something that would all need to be implemented in 1 year?
First year lang to. Some of them, Madam Chair, are MICA. So we just don't have the breakdown, but within 24 hours, we'll identify yung within the year and the MICA ones.
Nag-advance pa sila, Sec Henry, na instead of 48 hours, 24 hours pa talaga.
24 ba? 48 pala, 48. Sorry. 48 hours pala.
Tawan-tawa na nga po ako when SBC Abet set yung strict deadline na in-impose ni Chair Mika. Tapos, kaya naman pala nila SBC ng 24 hours. Oo nga, ICT, very efficient po. So, yun po, we're very keen to know lang because if in case, again, this is subject to the fiscal space, available fiscal space that we'll be able to determine, if in case we're not able to fund the whole 900 million, if meron po na nakaspecify under MICA, we'll take a look as to whether we can accommodate. I'm very interested po in what SBC said. When he tried it out, it worked. So definitely, I know it's still in the initial stages of operations, and given the developments in AI and all the digital developments po, we really need to beef up our cybersecurity. Actually, several agencies have also raised it. For example, the DFA, one of their main requests as well is to fund their cybersecurity efforts, which is now, diba, it's really the hot topic because that's what's important now talaga, given the current development. So what we want on the part of the House is to be able to give the DICT the resources, the funding that you would need to ramp up your cybersecurity efforts. We laud the initial stages. Maganda po yung pilot at nasubukan nga po ng ating SVC. Subukan yung hotline, tawagan yung hotline. So if there's anything that we can do on the part of the House to help ramp up those efforts, we would be very happy to help po. Given, of course, subject to fiscal space, available fiscal space that we can find. And again, this was reiterated by SVC Garcia. If in case, aside from the cybersecurity program, were you able to enumerate na by SBC what other programs and initiatives are considered as priorities but have not been funded or are underfunded under the current NEP? Would you be comfortable, po, Sec, to kind of give us a high-level overview of these initiatives, these other programs?
Madam Chair, so top of the list is the free Wi-Fi. In order for us to move from schools to health centers, then barangay halls, then transportation hubs, then tourism spots. Second would be the innovation hubs, which we don't have a budget right now. It will complement our digital transformation centers. Third would be, you mentioned already, the cybersecurity. And fourth, the digital government program. So the digital government program is important because it, yes, that's it, Madam Chair, the eGov. Because right now we're adding functions on the eGov app, almost 2 functions every month. So we just added ARTA, this week, where citizens can now talk to an ARTA AI and follow up on pending permits and what have you. So those four, Madam Chair.
Just to understand po, Sec, because when we approved the law, right, the e-gov law, there was already an appropriations provision for that. Hindi ba ito pong hinihingi ninyo na additional funding for e-gov, that's not included in the appropriations provision as approved in the law?
Separate. It's you have a copy of that. It's Madam Chair, we still are looking for the final copy. Do we have the final copy? Yeah. Iba yung... Madam Chair, the e-gov law mandates whole of government approach to all of the automation. So ours is a specific program on the e-gov app and other related systems. But we will harmonize it so that there are no duplication in terms of funding requests, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead, po. Thank you, Sec. We very much appreciate that, just to make sure that whatever is being requested is not already accounted for in the appropriations provision of the law. But kung nagawa nyo na po yung reconciliation na yun, we'll be very happy to take into consideration the additional request for e-gov. Go ahead po, Vice Chair po.
In relation to the e-gov, I believe there is also a concern about the sovereignty of data storage in relation to e-gov, in which we're trying to build data servers here in the Philippines to accommodate government data, so we don't have to outsource it to the cloud of other countries. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Secretary, but that budget is also underfunded this year.
Yes, Madam Chair, Your Honor, yes, that's also underfunded.
And this would be a national security risk should we continue to outsource all of this data.
Yes, Madam Chair, Your Honor.
How much funding are we lacking?
Tier 2. Madam Chair, Your Honor, if it's okay if we can include that in our subsequent submission within 48 hours. Depends
24 na po.
24 hours. Oh, yes, within 24 hours.
Thank you very much, Paul. Well, we look forward to seeing we look forward nga ba? Because that's additional physical space that we have to locate. But again, these are very important projects and initiatives. So on the part of the House, if we can do something about it to find funding for these projects for fiscal year 2026, we'd be very happy to help po the DICT family. So, okay, after 5 hours of extensive committee deliberations, we started around 2:30. If I'm not mistaken. So yes, it's been 5 hours na po. And the questions that were fielded by the ICT, that were thrown by the members of the committee, were very insightful actually. As I was monitoring, natutuwa ako kasi halos lahat po ng major programs ng DICT talagang nahimay po natin ngayong araw. And we also thank our partners in the civil society organizations for participating and giving their thoughts on today's hearing and proceedings. So with that, given that there are no other member who wishes to interpolate the ICT, may I solicit a motion from the body?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, no less than our SVC, Albert Garcia.
As you said, we've been here for more than 5 hours. Time check, it's now 7:35, and it was a very productive afternoon. We thank our members and especially the Secretary and the whole DICT family. Having said that, Madam Chair, I move that we terminate the budget hearing on the proposed budget of the Department of Information and Communications Technology, including its attached agencies. I so move, Madam Chair.
Any second?
Second.
The motion, is there a second po?
A second and a third if you need it.
Papalakpak din. Wait lang. A few more seconds. It has been moved and seconded. The motion is carried. The budget hearing on the proposed budget of the Department of Information and Communications Technology for fiscal year 2026 is hereby terminated. Thank you very much po. Thank you very much to our Honorable Secretary, Secretary Henry Aguda, to our Undersecretaries, Assistant Secretaries, and to all of the officials of the ICT present here today. Of course, to the members of the Committee on Appropriations, to Vice Chair Brian Poe, SVC Abet Garcia, thank you very much for shepherding today's hearing. Maraming salamat
Chair,
po. May I solicit another
One
motion?
final motion, Madam Chair.
Yes, SVC Garcia.
May I move that we suspend hearing and resume tomorrow, September 12, 2025 at 9 a.m. I so move, Madam Chair. Move to suspend, Madam Chair.
Given that the hearing of CHED is still ongoing, there is a motion to suspend the hearing. It has been moved and seconded. The motion is carried. The hearing is hereby suspended.